ìran tó dára nínú àṣà àti ìwà ká tètè jí gìrì lójú oorun tá ń sùn kómi má bà tẹ̀yìn wọ́gbìn wà lẹ́nu ìran Yorùbá ò ẹ fúnra. Ó bá jẹ́ pé ló ń jà wá tàbí àṣàsí tàbí ègún kan Olúwa gbà wá o ṣàánú fún wa àwa ìran Yorùbá Olúwa a bẹ̀ ọ́ o jàre. Ìran Yorùbá bí àgbàgbọ́ bá ò gbàgbọ́ a ò ní ṣọ̀kan ẹnu wa kò kórì ó rú mi lójú ènìyàn tó bá ti wà lókè nínú wa kò ní fẹ́ kọ́mọ Yorùbá mìíràn kó gòkè àwọn tí kò sì tí gòkè nínú wa ọ̀nà láti já ẹni tó wà lókè lulẹ̀ eré burúkú yẹn ni Yorùbá máa sá ohun tí mò ń sọ yẹn ẹ̀yin ìran mi àwọn tírú ogun yìí ti jà ló lè sọ títí délùú onílùú òlàwà Yorùbá láti ń ṣàkóbá ńlá fún ara wa ẹ̀bẹ̀ ni mo bẹ̀ wá ẹ̀yin ìran mi Yorùbá ronú. Bí ẹ̀yà mìíràn bá fẹ́ fogun jà Yorùbá kó má yà wá lẹ́nu Yorùbá ara wa náà ni wọ́n máa rán sí bí wọ́n bá ti rówó wọn ò ní bojú wẹ̀yìn wọ́n tilẹ̀ jíṣẹ́ yẹn ju bí a ṣe rán wọn lọ ṣé a kò gbàgbé ikú Abacha tó pọ̀mọ́ Yorùbá kan tó.
Ẹ wò ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò wa ní òní inú mi dùn gan pé ẹ lè join wa live. I'm talking live from the United Kingdom. My name is Temitope Olodo and I'm the anchor of Diaspora Yoruba Lounge. I have with me today my two lovely brothers who have joined us today, and I'm hoping that the other two will of course join us. I've got Professor Ali Alao joining us live. I've got Barrister Adebola. Let me first give the opportunity to Professor Ali Alao to speak to us, to greet us in our lingua, which is Yoruba lingua, and then we kick off the discussion. Now, if you're watching me right now, there are two things you need to do for me. If you're watching me by YouTube, you need to subscribe and you need to like or dislike this page. If, however, you're watching me on Facebook, on Twitter, just like it, share it, tell us where you're watching from, because our discussion today is going to be powerful. And I thank you because I've got my first commenter, all the way from Tanzania. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you so much. Now, let me call on Professor Ali Alao. Please, Professor, please greet our people both in Nigerian language and English language, because we have a lot of viewers from all over the world. So let's kick the ball rolling, sir. Thank you so much.
Ẹ káàsán, mo kí gbogbo ará ilé o, mo kí gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire ní tilé toko àti ní ẹ̀yìn odi. Mo kí olóòtú ẹni mi ẹni ọ̀wọ́n ọ̀gbẹ́ni Temitope Olodo. A ó máa rí yín bá, ẹ kú gbìyànjú, ẹ kú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú. And bẹ́ẹ̀ tún ni mo tún wá mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, ìyẹn agbẹjọ́rò pàtàkì tí à ń pè ní Barrister Joseph Kọ́lá. Wọ́n káàbọ̀ sí orí òtè yìí. adúpẹ́ àwọn àríyìn bá ìyẹn barrister Adébọ́lá wọ́n ní ibùjókòó ní ìlú ọba United Kingdom to be precise London town àwọn ni wọ́n di East London mú ẹ kú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú ẹ kú ètò ìlú ò ní túmọ̀ wa lórí o ní ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà ní àbá ilé o orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ò ní dàrú o gbogbo ohun tí ó ń ṣe ìpínlẹ̀ tó mú Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ Nàìjíríà lónìí tí a mọ̀ ní tó lé ní ogójì dín mẹ́rin 36 states pẹ̀lú FCT tó jẹ́ ibùjókòó ìjọba Nàìjíríà Àbújá kò ní bàjẹ́ kò ní dàrú gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ ọba káàárọ̀ òjíire àti bàbá wa Adéyẹyè ẹni ìtàn ní Ilé Ifẹ̀ ìyẹn tí ó jẹ́ àrólé Oòduà bàbá wa ikú bàbá yèyé Alhaji Lamidi Adéyẹmí a máa rí yín bá o láyọ̀ làbálé o ẹ ní ṣìṣe o ẹ ní ṣìjẹ o ẹ ní ṣìrìn o àsìkò yín ìlú ò ní túmọ̀ yín lórí o orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ò ní tú o ilẹ̀ Odùduwà kò ní tú o kò ní bàjẹ́ o a ò ní rógun bó jẹ́ pà ń rí ọ̀tẹ̀ nìkan tẹ́ wà báyìí àfi tí àbádé náà pinnu ọ̀tẹ̀ ń pọ̀ nítorí kí náà ni ìtorí àwọn àríjẹ ní màdàrú àwọn kò níṣẹ́ àwọn tó ń láti lọ wá iṣẹ́ tó ń láti lọ tó ń láti lọ wá iṣẹ́ kún iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká rógun àní rọ́tẹ̀ o gbogbo àwọn tí ó ń lùlù kó bàjẹ́ tó bá lè wò kó wó kí ọba Olúwa ọba Aláwùrábí kó bá wa fún wọn lómi sùúrù mu tá bá wá kọ̀ tí wọ́n sọwé agbẹjẹmọ́wọ́ kí Olúwa Ọlọ́run láàánú jùlọ kó bá ṣe kíni kó bá wa dìkẹ́rù wọn kó bá wa fún wọn ṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n níbà wá ti rí kà wọ́n ní ẹni tí ó jí láàárọ̀ tí ò gbàdúrà fún orílẹ̀-èdè rẹ̀ tí ò gbàdúrà fún orírun rẹ̀ pé kó má bàjẹ́ ìlú kó bàjẹ́ ni ó ní òní jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ náà ti ṣe a ò tún wá ní ṣe àgbọ̀dọ̀ òtè yóò wà wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ fún àti ṣe ni òtò wà lórí kìí ṣe láti ṣe ìbàjẹ́ àwa ń gbà wọ́n ní ìmọ̀ràn ni kán so owó agbẹjẹmọ́wọ́ kán tètè padà wálé. For our viewers watching us around the world, just for the benefit of that, because I realize it's not just about Yoruba friends, Yoruba guests worldwide. I'm seizing this opportunity to say to you what I've just said briefly in Yoruba, is that I pray for our land. I thank the people, the anchor of this program, my lovely brother, comrade Temitope Olodo Esquire, for this very beautiful initiative. At the same time, I'm thanking my co-panelist, Barrister J.K. Adebola, is immigration lawyer, barrister based in United Kingdom. I'm thanking him for taking times out of no time to sit on this program to give us a robust analysis in the way forward, not limited to Yoruba land as we see it, but the whole Nigerian Federal Republic of Nigeria. I pray for all the paramount rulers and the chiefs. From the south, I commence from both anchors of Yoruba land, which is Ile-Ife and Oyo Empire. So as well, and some other towns and cities that I couldn't really mention. More so, regardless, because anywhere we are born is our home. For those I won't say those in diaspora north, wherever we move in Nigeria is ours. Be it north, south, west, middle belt, it's all Nigeria. We're all one nation, under God. So I'm greeting all, I'm praying for all, and for those miscreants, those jobless, those frustrated souls, I pray to Almighty to let them come back home, come back to their senses, and turn a new leaf, and look that there is no strength in disunity, but there is a strength in unity for this generation and unborn generations to come, for that beautiful place, country that we don't have another, which is Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, the biggest economy, and the jealous of so many other nations, even beyond the continent Africa. So on that note, I would like to hand over back again to the moderator, Comrade Temitope Olodo. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us on this unique program at this very juncture in the history of human race.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving us your time, because I know you are quite a very busy individual. So let me go straight to my brother, Barrister Adebola, to speak to our people back home.
Thank you very much, my able presenter. Ẹ ṣeun ẹ kú ètò. Àdúrà mi sí ni pé ọgbọ́n àti òye tọ́lọ́run fún yín bẹ́ẹ̀ fi ń gbé ètò yìí kalẹ̀ fún ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ máa fún yín ní agbára náà. Pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run gbogbo adémájùmọ̀ adémájúdé ilẹ̀ lérí ni. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni for bringing ṣé a lè máa ń tajẹ́ pẹ̀lú òyìnbó ṣá? Ẹ ṣeun gan ti pé ẹ gbọ́ ẹ fún wa ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ láti máa wá sí orí ètò láti máa wá fi èrò inú wa hàn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Torí yes, mo lè má gbé ní Nàìjíríà, ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ó jẹ mí lógún torí pé ibẹ̀ ni àforímì sọ̀rọ̀ sí wọn bí mi sí lóye. Nàìjíríà náà bí mi sí, mo dẹ̀ ti dàgbà, mo ti fẹ́ ìyàwó, mo ti bímọ, mo tó wá sí ìlú òyìnbó. Yes, mo wá tẹ́lẹ̀ láti máa wá ṣe olùkọ́, ṣùgbọ́n pé mo pé ìyẹn wá sí ìlú òyìnbó tó wá jókòó, mo ti fẹ́ ìyàwó tó mo lè pa ìtàn Nàìjíríà tí mo lọ pẹ̀lú fún wa sọ̀rọ̀ wa tó kéde nìyẹn. Mo pé mi ò ṣe ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀ kan lè fi tó lè máa pa ìtàn Nàìjíríà fún. So tí a bá dúró sí gbàgede wípé gbogbo ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa, àtúnṣe wà, mo mọ tí mo sọ. Ìdí ni wípé mo ti bàlágà kí n tó kúrò Nàìjíríà, so kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ àná. Tá bá ń bèrè pé ṣé wàhálà wà Nàìjíríà, yes. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ sọ fún mi orílẹ̀-èdè wo ló wà ní àgbáyé tí ò ní wàhálà tiẹ̀. Èmi á dẹ̀ máa sọ fún ẹni tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ wípé secession agenda is a coward way out. Báwo mo ṣe fẹ́ sọ lédè Yorùbá? Pé ìpèrò ìpínyà, yes, ìpèrò ìpínyà. Èrò ẹni tí ò dákan mọ̀ ni. Torí pé tá bá ní igi yóò dá tayọ kò ná, a ní igi yìí ṣe èfi ayọ̀, ilé náà ń ṣe èfi ayọ̀. Ẹjọ́ ọjọ́ òla tó fẹ́ so oúnjẹ di náà. Torí kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. Bọ́lá gba ohun whatever tó fẹ́ gbà náà, ṣé táwọn náà ò ní ní problem. So Ibola first stop, where do we stop? So inú mi dùn gan pé irú orí ọ̀fẹ́ bí program yìí wà tó yẹ pé oníkálukú wa sọ èrò wa àtàwọn tá a gbàgbọ́ nínú unity Nàìjíríà àtàwọn tí ò gbàgbọ́ nínú unity Nàìjíríà tó oníkálukú wa gbàgede yìí táwa sọ ohun tó fà á tá a fi ń take stand take one, so that kó lè yí gbogbo àwọn olùgbọ́ wa ìdí tó fà á tí oníkálukú fi ń take stand take. Ṣùgbọ́n èmi o bá gbé lóyìnbó di ẹgbẹ̀rún ọdún, Nàìjíríà sì ní ilé mi. Àwọ̀ mi pàápàá ti fi hàn pé mi ì ṣọmọ ìlú yìí. British passport convenience ló wà fún. Lẹ́yìn yẹn convenience pé kéèyàn jáde kó wọlé, ohun tó wà fún yẹn lẹ́yìn yẹn kò sí ìtọ́jú bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n Nàìjíríà yẹn gẹ́gẹ́ bí tèmi, ètò orí ẹ̀jẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ló wà ló ń ṣàn lára mi, kì í ṣẹ̀jẹ̀ UK. Ṣùgbọ́n nìyẹn tó fi jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ó jẹ ìyè lógún. Òun lè fà pé anybody tó bá ti ń pèrò pé kí orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn kó pín, èmi pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ àjọ onígbólóhùn ibi tèmi dúró dé tí mo dúró dé sí ẹ̀. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún fún yín láyè sà kẹ́tún ká máa gbé tó bọ̀.
And I'm very grateful to you, sir, for your very sharp and quite explanatory analysis that you've given. In fact, that has actually helped us to be able to move to the next level, Tafe Move See, which is a video that I think we need to talk about. Because there are things that have been happening. And for those that are watching us, you can like this page, you can share this page, and you can send us your questions. And we're actually going to open the airways for you to ask questions. So if you have questions that you want to ask, you have that opportunity to ask those questions. Believe you me, my panelists are ready for it. Unfortunately, we're supposed to have 5 panelists, but the Sorosoke generations are not available. And we can't force people to come and defend their ideology, which is what my brother was talking about. If you really believe in what you are saying, you should be able to defend it. And if you are chickening out to be able to defend your analysis, then you have a problem. I am neutral. I used to sing a song when I was in the world. Honey, ọwọ́ mi máa rẹ́ ó funfun nẹ́nẹ́ o. Ọwọ́ mi máa rẹ́ ó funfun nẹ́nẹ́ o. Let me not go there. As a Kegai's chief, I used to sing those beautiful songs those days. But my hands are clean. I'm neutral. And we've given them the opportunity to come and speak to many people and to put it on record what they are doing. But I will be their defender here today. And I'll be challenging my speakers and dealing with the fake news and not the fake news. So if any of my speakers say things that I believe my other partners who have disappeared, and they have the opportunity of joining, for people that are listening to me right now, my speakers were all invited. They were given enough time to join. They were given the links, but unfortunately things happened and I didn't get an apology from them or anything. But I assume that they have their own reasons why they cannot join. But we will still continue, because in 50 years' time, it will be on record that we invited them to come and speak to Sorosoke, as they call it, but they could not speak. But before I bring a professor on, I want to play a video which will interest my viewers. And mo believe our viewers may like it, in the sense that this video speaks truth to power on some of the issues that we are discussing right now.
Concentration of black people on earth.
Listen.
We must make it to succeed. Those who are calling for a breakup of Nigeria along ethnic lines are short-sighted. We profoundly respect them. They are short-sighted. They simply want to transfer national oppression, national exploitation to their own fiefdoms. It's not about, none of them is talking about education for everybody in their imagined republic. None of them is addressing the type of economy that will promote prosperity in the republic of their dream. It's all about, let us have our own fiefdom to continue the oppression of the masses. And that will not work. And by the way, all those who are demanding, who are declaring republics online, have they held referenda? Have they held plebiscites where the people have now said we are leaving Nigeria? Nobody has done that. Every group of people just suddenly decide we want to go to where? You must address the problems of underdevelopment of the country. And these problems that they are posing as, or the excuse for a possible breakup, right? It's man-made. Those problems can be solved.
I'm scared.
All right.
I'm scared. I'm seriously, I'm scared. Because Barrister Femi Falana, SAN, human rights guru, has destroyed the discussions and the analysis, the issues that have been put forward by the other people on the other side. I have my learned barrister here. Let me start with my learned barrister. Before I go to Prof. The reason I want to start with my learned barrister is because Femi Falana said, with all due respect to the individuals who are coming up with this assertion, he has not seen any documentations to more or less encourage the population that they said they are agitating for about what future they have for them ahead. And I have asked in the last 1 month and also sent messages to people. Thank you so much for watching. I have to be neutral because if I'm not neutral, people will think that there is 3 against 0. So that's why I'm neutral. And thank you so much for those that are watching us from the Middle East. We really appreciate you. Wherever you're watching from, we have people watching us from Tanzania. We have people watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and even YouTube. So thank you so much. Now, Prof, have you seen the manifesto of Yoruba Nation? Have you seen the budget of Yoruba Nation for 2023? Is it right in law, in a country with constitution known as Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, for any individual to say 3 things, and I want you to analyze those 3 things for me, sir, with all due respect. Number 1, people should start buying guns and they are going to invade people. Number 2, there's not going to be an election. Number 3, they have decided that we must have a separate country and they are flagging up their flag. I've not seen their money. I've not seen Yoruba money. Maybe you can explain to me if you've seen Yoruba money. I've not seen Yoruba passport. Maybe you can explain to me if you've seen Nigeria Yoruba passport. And I have not seen Yoruba secretariat or legislators. So please, my barrister at law, please explain it to me because I'm a bit confused.
What your question is, have I seen their manifesto? I have not read their manifesto, but I have seen one point of their manifesto on TV, which is one of my call by Jebuni, one of my Koniko. Manifesto Konya. Manifesto kejì. Wọ́n lọ máa wílé Ọọ̀ni lójú ọ̀nà wọ́n á dà bọ́ǹbù ara manifesto wọn náà nìyẹn. Now àwọn tó fẹ́ ká tẹ̀lé wọn nìyí o. Amòfin àgbà Fẹ́mi Fálànà ti sọ. Ó ní hold referendum. Now pé èmi kan ti sọ̀rọ̀ ẹni bí mo ní nobody is asking me whether I want to be part of this Yoruba nation of their dream. All of a sudden, you want me to follow you. To where? Mo sọ pé anybody take bá ní kémi tẹ̀lé o. Màá béèrè antecedent kí ni tó o ti gbé ṣe. Bóyá gẹ́gẹ́ bí councillor ni o tàbí bóyá olórí ilé. Torí pé àìmọye àwọn àgbà-alé tó ò tó lé. Ṣé àgbà-alé tí ò tó lé lẹ fẹ́ kémi wá tẹ̀lé? That's point number 1. Gbogbo àwọn tenancies tí wọ́n sọ ní last week bí mo ní wọ́n enjoy 15 minutes of fame lọ́wọ́ báyìí sí. Pé èyí tí ó bá dẹ̀ ní ọpọlọ lórí àsìkò rèé fún wọ́n tì ní bí ìṣẹ́jú méjì láti pín ẹ̀dọ̀ fúrú wọn padà wálé. Torí gbogbo àwọn tenancies tó ń jáde lẹ́nu wọn borders of felony. Ẹ̀mọ́ kó mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ní nínú ìjọba ta wà nú ẹ̀ ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ti lẹ́nu láti máa sọ tóun. Gbogbo tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ń sọ nísìnyí wọn bí aláya wọn rí láti sọ nígbà tí wọ́n sọ pé wà lórí àlefa. Àbí ṣégbà tí Abacha wà lórí àlefa lẹ́nu ká jáde ká ní òun nígbà tó ṣe election tí gbogbo onúlé tó wà nínú gbogbo onúlé wọn. Àwọn odi ìlú tó ń pè lódi Nàìjíríà wọn ò ṣe tó lè nà tí Ọbásanjọ́ ní kọ́ lọ lẹ́rù lẹ̀. Gbogbo aláwà láyé ńgbà náà tá rí. ṣùgbọ́n tá máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ lónìí wá ní Fúlàní ṣe kí ni ó ti kó wa lẹ́rú. Mo fi sọ pé èrò ọ̀rọ̀ àìlérò ló máa ń jáde lẹ́nu wọn. Àlùfáà ń ṣá ọ̀rọ̀ tó dẹ̀ ń jáde lẹ́nu wọn tó fi hàn ní pé àwọn wọ̀nyí kì í ṣe téèyàn tiẹ̀ ń bá tò pọ̀ débi téèyàn tiẹ̀ sọ pé èèyàn ń tẹ̀lé wọn. Torí èmi a máa sọ ọ̀rọ̀ kan pé ibi tó bá ti yẹ kí n bá ọgbọ́n níbẹ̀ tí n bá bá a gọ̀ ó máa ń dùn mí gan. Orí tá a bá lọ tá a bá bọ̀ aláwa Yorùbá la gbé ní Nàìjíríà àwa la kàwé jù àwa la ní ọpọlọ jù. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ sọ fún gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láti bí ọdún kan sí láti tó jáde láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láàrin ọ̀dọ̀ ẹjọ́ tó gbọ́gbọ́n dání. Oríṣi ní èrò kò sí èrò ọlọ́gbọ́n nínú gbogbo ohun tó. Mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ó ní ẹ bá bí lè pé ṣé a ní problem ní Nàìjíríà. My answer to that is yes, capital yes. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹjọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè wo ló wà ní àgbáyé tí ò ní problem yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n làkí dọ́tà ń sọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho níbi mo pè é nìkan mo ní àwọn bàbá wa wọ́n bọ̀ wọ́n ní orí bíbẹ́ kọ́ ni oògùn ẹ̀fọ́rí. Ṣé ó ṣe yín? Orí bíbẹ́ kọ́ ni oògùn ẹ̀fọ́rí. Tí problem bá wà nílẹ̀, àjókòó àsọ̀vẹ̀. Mo problem tí gbogbo ọmọdé ń pariwo lé lórí ìsìn ó ti wà bẹ̀ láti ọdún gbọ́ràn wọn ò sọ̀rọ̀ ńgbà náà. Ó ṣe wá jẹ́ pé ìsìn ìbò wa bẹ̀ sí pariwo ọlọ́fẹ̀ sọ́ọ̀dì nísìn àwọn àdìgbé Fúlàní ló ṣe kí ló ń darí wa o ló ń ṣe bákan o ló ń ṣàwọn nǹkan o. So to me it doesn't make sense but màá rọ̀ wọ́n torí wọ́n ti sọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹ kí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì kó ní ìlú wọn dànù fẹ́ pé àtìrántí wọn wò ní gbọ́rọ̀ o. Ètò ìgbà wà nínú ìjọba o wọn ò ní ṣe owó ẹ̀kọ́ mo jẹ. Mo ṣe sọ ní ìjẹta àbíjọ́ wò bíi pé wọ́n enjoy 15 minutes of fame wọn nísìn. Níjọ́ tí ìjọba bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dí pẹ̀lú wọn kẹ́nìbọ̀dì má pariwo. Torí wọ́n ń ṣe nísìn kí wọ́n ti pè eṣiṣi wọn ń jẹ elégbò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ náà wá ìsìn. Kò sẹ́ni tó rí sọ sí i. Ṣùgbọ́n àti elégbò bá wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ eṣiṣi ìgbà ló máa máa àwọn ọmọ aráyé máa wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìsọkúsọ. Ẹni gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìgbò nísìn ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìn torí pé wọ́n ní tí ara lẹ́ni bá ń jẹ kòkò tá a bá tètè pè ká sọ fún un nígbà tí wàhálà ẹ̀ bá dé ìlú ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ òde ká sùn lóru ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìgbò nísìn. Ìyẹn làwọn ò fẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa táwa tètè kígbà jáde nísìn pé ẹ jẹ́ ọ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀ mi là hàn o. Torí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tó ń pa lóṣù ká má tẹ̀ àwọn lórí majority wọn ọmọ kékeré ni wọn. Majority wọn ò sí láàráùn nígbà tí Nàìjíríà ja ogun abẹ́lé. Ọmọdé ni mí nígbà náà ṣùgbọ́n mo rí àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kí ọmọ kékeré rí lọ́pọ̀ nígbà mi ó máa ń fún mi ní flashes. Wọ́n náà sọ pé ọmọdé ò débi ẹ̀rù ní ẹ̀rù pa. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo ogun nísìnyí tí ogun bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀ bí aláya ọmọdé máa ojúkú bó ṣe jẹ́ ọ̀gágun sójà tó nígbà tí ogun le ṣèbó méré ni gbogbo ẹ̀ náà la rí kànú ìwé ìtàn ó méré ńgbà náà kà wọ́n máa ti wà sọ pé tẹ́ ní training ní training boy scout gan pàápàá káwá ti fún pé ti rí. a sọ̀rọ̀ lára ẹni tó bá jẹ́ gun ni àwọn lédè ta ló ń jẹun tájá ń dùn níbo. ẹ wọ ẹ má jẹ́ fẹ́ lómi láyé náà láti sọ̀rọ̀.
Let me bring in Professor Ali Alahu. You've heard what is happening. You heard what have been said. The respected human rights activist who does not pull back punches made it very, very clear. He said these individuals are short-sighted. But then, the question is, even if they are not short-sighted, and some people are following them, if you have a 5 minutes opportunity to speak to those people that are following them right now, because some of their followers have started insulting even Afenifere. In fact, some of they've started conspiracy and fake news of all kind, that even the respected Yinka Ademakinwa was killed by another politician. I'm not even going to mention his name because it's not even worth that discussion. That's to tell you how gullible these individuals are. So I want you to speak truth to power. If you have an opportunity, not fighting these people, not insulting them, but you want to bring reality to them. Because they say they've taken our port. They've taken over our airport in Lagos. One of them I had said that all the money that have been taken from them, all the oil money, because I want to ask how many countries in Southwest has oil, but I will ask you, Southwest, how many countries in Southwest is oil producing, that the money from Southwest is the one that is being used to develop Nigeria. But they said that all the money from Southwest is being used to develop Nigeria, and Hausas have taken over. But then the question is, they've put their flag up now and they've declared independence, and Femi Falana said they are short-sighted. Are they short-sighted? Please answer that question.
Ẹ ṣeun olóòtú fún ìbéèrè tẹ́ béèrè. Agbẹjọ́rò ńlá ni ọ̀gbẹ́ni Falana. Wọ́n ti sọ ètò jẹ́ òkúdọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n ní wọ́n àrí kọjá igi imú wọn tí n bá ní kí n tú sí Yorùbá. Bọ̀ èmi á tún wá ní pé wọn lọ tó tán bá ń rí igi imú wọn gan ni bóyá kò bá tún wúlò. Mi ò wá rí wọn bá wí. Èmi ní ìgbàgbọ́ pé gbogbo àwọn tí ó ń ṣe awuyewuye yìí tó ń pariwo yìí, àwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn tó ń ṣe ọmọlẹ́yìn, wọ́n máa ń ní ọmọdé ló ń ṣèyàn, àgbà kì í ṣèyàn. Mo lòdì sí kò sóòótọ́ ń bẹ. Kò sí ọmọ dé tá a rí iná ńlẹ̀ báyìí tí a kọwọ́ bọná. Kò sí ìtaárí màálù ká tó ní kó fẹ́ bọ́ sẹ́nu rélùwé, táárí màálù tó ń bọ̀ tá a ṣàyà báyìí pé màálù máa bọ̀, ẹ kọlù mí àbí ẹ tẹ̀ mí kọjá. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí èèyàn ò bá mọ ohun tí èèyàn ń ṣe, téèyàn ò ní iṣẹ́ tí iṣẹ́ èèyàn ò dùn tí ò dùn tó èèyàn tí ò dùn mọ́ èèyàn lára tó, gbogbo ohun tí ò ní ìtumọ̀ ni a máa wá. Mo ní ìbéèrè kan tí mo fẹ́ béèrè tí mo fẹ́ bi wọ́n láwọn kan ń dá owó jọ, wọ́n ní wọ́n fẹ́ ra bọ́ọ̀sì. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo fẹ́ béèrè ní agboolé wọn, ṣé àwọn èèyàn ti yó tán bámbám, àwọn aráalé? Ṣé bó lóyìnbó sọ wọ́n ní charity begins at home? Ṣé wọ́n ti look after family wọn náà kan tó máa ní wọ́n ń dáwó jọ fún ẹnìkan? Owó ọmọgọ̀ tán ń dájọ, ṣé láti mú ìdàgbàsókè ni? Ní alákọ̀ọ́kọ́, to hoist any flag in Nigeria, in any nation, is a treasonable offence. Ọ̀ràn ńlá ni. Ẹ sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan tí n bá gbàgbé, wọ́n ní wọ́n àwọn ọba aláyé bíi bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni Àrólé Oòduà, wọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe tí wọ́n kàn máa dènà dè wọ́n kankan. Ṣé àwọn tó fẹ́ ṣèlú nìyí? Ẹ dá mi lóhùn. Ní gbogbo àwọn onímọ̀ ti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní tí wọ́n kó jọ nílé àti lẹ́yìn odi, ṣé àwọn tó fẹ́ darí Yorùbá nìyí? Wọ́n nílé láti kẹ́sọ̀ ròde. Ṣérú àwọn yìí ló fẹ́ líìdì Yorùbá síbo ibi ìparun ni? Ká tún wá yàbàrà, ká tún padà wá sẹ́yìn. Ẹ dárúkọ olóògbé ni ọ̀gá ológun Odúmẹ́gu Ojúkù. Ọmọdé ni wọ́n gbà náà gbà tí kíní ọ̀hún ṣẹlẹ̀. Tí a bá tún padà lọ wo àwọn ìbéèrè tí wọ́n bi wọ́n lórí àwọn prógrámù kan náà kó tó di pé bàbá yìí ṣe olóògbé, wọ́n ti kọ́rọ̀ wọn jẹ. Wọ́n ní ọ̀nà táwọn gbé kíní gbàǹgbà náà lọ́hùn kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. ṣé bí ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà náà látúgbọ́pọ́n tó wá ṣe sẹ́nétọ̀ ní constituency bàbá wọn náà wọ́n ní wọn àtún wọlé ìkan tẹ́ǹgbà tá a tún ṣèwádìí wọ́n ní orúkọ gan tó ń jẹ́ Kánú wọ́n ní ìṣorúkọ ẹ̀ eléèkó ipá ń ṣe àtàmà àtàmọ̀ ní ìsìn báyìí lónìí ń kọ́ wọ́n lẹ́yìn tí ò bá ti ṣe tiwọn wọ́n rẹ́rẹ́ àti ṣe òǹtọ̀ lọ́ṣẹ́ ni wọ́n ti ń finá sí ọ̀gá wọ́n ti ń finá sí àgọ́ ọlọ́pàá wọ́n ti ń tú àwọn ẹlẹ́wọ̀n sílẹ̀ ṣé àwọn tán fẹ́ gba òmìnira ni ṣé irú ẹ̀ làwọn náà fẹ́ ṣe nílẹ̀ káàró òjíire ẹ jẹ́ ká bira wa wọ́n ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun náà mọ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó mọ ìparí ogun èmi ò lórúkọ méjì tí mo fẹ́ pè wọ́n àwọn àríjẹ ní màdàrú làwọn èyí àwọn orúkọ tá à ń gbọ́ yìí àwọn ò mọ̀ wọn àwọn ò mọ̀ àwọn èso tó so wọn àwọn ò mọ̀ àmọ́rú ẹyẹ tó su wọn wọ́n dàbí ọ̀hún ọmọ àtọ̀húnrìn wá dáadáa wo nǹkan dáadáa wo náà fẹ́ gbé wá sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí náà ti gbé wá sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó bá kò ní jàgídíjàgan ẹ̀jẹ̀ Yorùbá pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn àbí kì í ti yánmírín kì í ṣe ti bèrìbèrì kì í ṣe ti tẹ́rápà kì í ṣe ti gàǹbàrí kì í ṣe ti Fúlàní rẹ́kọ̀dù wà ń bẹ̀ àní ká má dènà pẹnu wọn àti ẹ̀ tí ìrìbọn náà kó náà tó ti ń kówó jẹ sáwọn tó fẹ́ ṣe olùdarí nì ẹ jẹ́ ká bira wa wọ́n láwọn olóṣèlú ò ṣe dáadáa sáwọn tó fẹ́ jẹ gbá wa gbòmìnira àwọn tó fẹ́ gba Yorùbá lọ́wọ́ wọ́n tún ní wọ́n kó wọn lẹ́rù àwọn olóko yín lẹ́rù ẹjọ́ MB agbẹjọ́rò wa ńlá ìyẹn barrister JK Adébọ́lá ẹni owó wo ni wọ́n fẹ́ ná owó ẹyọ ní owó ẹyọ náà kò jáde báyìí cowrie shells oní currency tí wọ́n bọ̀ wá lò ní Odùduwà Nation Republic wọ́n hoist flag United Nations báyìí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ sẹ́ńgbà bá sẹ́ǹdì ní òmòye tí èyí òpònú tó lò ń darí wọn oúnjẹkújẹ ọmọ ìrankíran ní òmàrú òye bóyá ńlá lọ represent wọn ní United Nations náà bá ní wọ́n dé o bọ́ọ̀lù ọrọ̀ ajé agbẹjọ́rò ní ti béèrè ìbéèrè wọ́n ní wọn wá ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọ́n ní wọn wá ọ̀rọ̀ bí wọ́n ti ṣe ìdàgbàsókè mo wo lọ mo wò bọ̀ ojú sì ń tì wá ní gbogbo ohun tí Ọlọ́run fi jíǹkì ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátá ṣé ohun tá a lè produce ní ọ̀rọ̀ wa afẹ́rẹ́ a ní láti lọ bí Ọlọ́run gidigidi gan ni tán bá dé bí ọ̀tọ̀ ni tán sọ tán bá dọ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ ni tán sọ but òun náà ni wọ́n dàbí òrófó ni tó bímọ méjì tó nílé ohun ti kú ṣọ́ṣọ́ àbẹ́ẹ̀rí báyìí bí àwa tó wá bẹ̀ wọ́n ni ká bẹ ọ̀dọ̀ fún inú wọn ká tètè padà wálé ọ̀nà ọ̀parun nìyí ọ̀nà ọ̀parun wọ́n ní ọmọlúàbí lọmọ Yorùbá sí wọ́n ní gbogbo àwọn ọba wọn ò mọ̀ ṣe mọ́ ṣáwọn agbénipa yìí àwọn náà máa ṣe àbí àwọn ọ̀daràn àwọn tẹ́jẹ̀ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọ̀pẹ Yorùbá pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn ṣáwọn ló fẹ́ ṣe olùdarí gbogbo àwọn ọba aláyé pátá wọn wá máa ṣe mọ́ àwọn náà máa ṣe àbí wọ́n láwọn náà tún lọ́jọ̀gbọ́n lẹ́yìn wọ́n ní bá yá wọ́n ní Yorùbá òdó lójú kan wọ́n láwọn akọ àwọn ti Brazil wọn à ní tẹ̀lé iléyẹ má tara yẹn àbá tí ò lè ṣẹ ni ohun táwa ń sọ yìí ó dohun ìtàn bá a wí a ó kú bá ò sọ a ó kú wọ́n ní ọ̀run má kánjú gbogbo ọ̀la ń bọ̀ àdúrà tá à ń bá wọn gbà ní pé kí ni ká ronúpìwàdà ká lè ṣe kí ni ká lè ṣe ìṣàtúnṣe àwọn tó wá aṣọmọ lẹ́yìn náà ẹ̀ bá ṣèwádìí àwọn tẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn olóòtú sọ síwájú wọ́n ní pé gbogbo ohun tá à ń wò yìí kì í ṣe tó lọ títí fún nǹkan bíi ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́wàá àbí ó dín lọ́gbọ̀n àbí ìṣẹ́jú ọgbọ̀n ni lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ wá ń kọ́ they will be back to reality kí n sọ fẹ́ lóyìnbó the eminent barrister, human rights advocate, in the like of Chief Falana rather, he had made it very, very clear to all of us. It's just nothing but a wishful thinking. And again, I would like to even advance what he has said. He said they are short-sighted. I didn't beg to differ, but I beg to advance. Who are they leading? What are they soliciting, or what are they calling for? I'm not a student of law, but I believe what they are indulging is treasonable offense anywhere in the world. And I must say also as well, as our moderator says, thank God for this very administration, freedom of freedom of press, freedom of speech. This wouldn't have it's unthink of. I remember back then in the 80s, somebody just made some silly comment. One moderator just made a silly comment, just from name. They say, who is this so person? Instead of saying he said Idi Agbon, and he said Idi Agbon called Idi Mangoroni. The rest was history. But here we are today, almost 30 or whatever years back again. The same man was at the rim of affairs. They were throwing heavy tantrum vocally. He just look other way and focus on the business of the day. Things were not okay in Nigeria today. Yes, of course. There's lack of security. But you see, by tearing everything apart that will bring the solution or success, I don't think so. We need to make it work. There is no country in the world today that doesn't have their unique glitches. The best bet is to what? We harmonize, concerted effort. It's not just a government issue, it's everyone's business. We need to make it work. Àjọṣe wa kò ní bàjẹ́ o. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe awuyewuye kí ọba Olúwa kó bá wa fún wọn ní omi sùúrù mu, kò jẹ́ bó ti jẹ́ lóòtú. Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much for that analysis. And it's kind of interesting what is happening, because I know Barrister Adebola actually did talk about it. When you are trying to bring people on board, this is not the time where you beat the war of drums or the drums of war. But let me play this video, because when you talk about the challenges we are facing, about people not having respect, people not using democratic means to make their position clear, then we have a problem. I've got this video here of one of our brothers here in the diaspora, and I want Barrister to make a comment on it, and I also want Professor to make a comment on what he says, because it's live. Anybody will be able to see
back
it.
To the Alake of Egba land. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì. Orí tiyín la máa ti kọ́kọ́ fàgbọn. Èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá rò pé n ta gbé dání child's play là ń ṣe. A fẹ́ tú àwọn èèyàn sílẹ̀ tán. Chinchini ló kù. Ẹ mọ̀ pé water pass gàrí nígbà tá a bá yabo palace yín. Ẹ rò pé rí là ń ṣe. A ti fẹ́ débì kan. Ó kù díẹ̀ ká release air. Ẹ gbọ́ wẹ́n, ẹ gbọ́ gbòs. Pé n ta gbé dání kò ní di wàhálà. Bàbá làárọ̀ ni wàhálà yẹn ń bọ̀ à ń sun báyìí ni ẹni tó bá lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ òun ló máa dúró ẹni tó lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ ẹ̀ máa gbọ́ nígbà táriwo yẹn bá débi tó yẹ kó dé ẹlòmíì náà àwọn ọba yẹn yàtọ̀ sáwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè dáadáa ṣẹ́rí tí kò sọ̀rọ̀ sókè a máa lé kàbàkàbà orúkọ tèmi dáadáa ẹ wò Ọláyọmí Kóìkì mo ti sọ fún yín ìran yín púpọ̀ nù yín òun ló lé gbogbo asóko ẹrú àwa fi ń tó yín létí nísìnyí pé tẹ́ bá rò pé ẹ ní nǹkan ẹ jẹ́ tètè máa lo nǹkan yẹn nítorí pé tá à ń bá yín fà kò ń ṣe nǹkan kékeré a máa fàdélẹ̀ ni ẹ̀yin lẹ máa lọ sí exile nítorí pé púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ̀yin lẹ rán wa lọ sóko ẹrú púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ̀yin lẹ ṣe jàǹbá fọ́mọ Yorùbá ẹ̀yin wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé ká má da ogun sílẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ò mọ̀ pé ogun ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà látijọ́ tí Nàìjíríà ti dáyé. Ẹ gbọ́ bá bá wèrè, ẹ gbọ́ wíníwíní nígbà tá a bá tú àwọn ọmọ eruku sílẹ̀. Eré lẹ̀rù pa à ń ṣe, orí gbogbo yín la máa kọ́kọ́ fi fágbọn. Yàtọ̀ sáwọn ọba gidi tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè, ẹ lọ sọ fún gbogbo àwọn ọba àti politician pé ìtagbédání o kò ń ṣeré o, and we are not joking. My name again is Olayomi Koiki. Ẹ wojú yẹn dáadáa, confam ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, abáyín fa ntí ẹ̀mí yín ò ní gbédélẹ̀. Ẹ rò pé ìtagbédání, ẹ rò pé a fi ń ṣeré ni, ẹ rò pé kérékéré là ń ṣe, ẹ gbọ́n wíníwíní, ẹ jẹ́ à máa bá awareness lọ. Bó tó bá dé stage kan 30 days ni wọ́n fún ìjọba gbogbo South West. Before 30 days, after 30 days, before 30 days, after 30 days, a máa gbóná, a máa yẹruku ni. Àwa lọ́bi kankan ojú ibi tá wà náà ni. Àfi tó bá jẹ́ pé ìjà tá gbé dání ìjà rọ́ là ń pa. Tó bá jẹ́ pé tá gbé dání kò ń ṣe pé Elédùmarè mọ̀ sí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ìjà tá gbé dání kò ń ṣe pé a fi ń sọ pé ọmọ Yorùbá láti dá dúró. UK is only 67 million. Wọ́n lè máa gbádùn kíyà máa jà wá tá jẹ́ more than 67 million. Kéèyàn kan wá máa sọ fún wa ní láti pálásẹ̀ pé ká má dọ̀gùn sílẹ̀. Ogun ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà, kò sógun nínú Nàìjíríà. The governor of Benue State was almost killed today. Ẹ ṣe wá ń sọ pé kò sógun. Ẹ̀yin ò sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà tọmọ Yorùbá ti di refugee ní Benin Republic. Ẹ̀rí bá madness. A ṣe ń bá yín fà lọ́wọ́ ni. Ẹ wojú tàwa dáadáa o. Ntẹ bá ní kẹ́ tètè gbé jáde. Ntàwa náà bá ní àjọba tí wọ́n ṣòkòtò kan náà. Yoruba nation, there's no going back. Have a very good evening.
As you can hear from my good brother who was based in the UK now before, but I think he's now the spokesperson for Sunday Igboho. He made it clear that Yoruba nation, there is no going back. That's number one. But he said something that is quite interesting. The Obas, the offense of the Obas is that they requested or called for peace, no war. That's their problem. It's not that they've done anything, they've gone behind and they've not attacked them as an individual to say, we do not believe in your vision. They've not said there should not be a Yoruba nation. They've not said anything like that. But the fact that they told them that they must not declare war, that is what they are fighting over. So if they are telling them not to declare war, professor, and barrister, and you are telling them that they should not even have a Yoruba nation, maybe you should not maybe you should not move to Southwest during this period. Let me even start with Professor Ale Alawo on this matter, because this is one of our brothers, somebody that we all know, and he's made it very clear that he's not taking this Yoruba nation, no turning back. What is your view on his assertion? Because we are playing his video so people can see that it is him that spoke, not that we are putting words in his mouth. Go ahead, sir.
Ẹ ṣeun olóòtú. Kì í ṣe ẹni tí mi ò mọ̀, ẹni tí mo mọ̀ dáadáa ni. Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní amúkùn, wọ́n ní ẹrù ẹwọ́, wọ́n ní òkèlè ń wò ní ẹ̀wò ìsàlẹ̀. Ṣe rí ọ̀pọ̀ wọ́n ní ọwọ́ tó dilẹ̀ ní èṣù rán ní iṣẹ́. Ṣé ń gbádùn mi?
Go ahead,
Mo
sir.
wish kó jẹ́ pé bí ó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú tìtara ó ń wá tọkàntọkàn, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe kíni ló focus attention on what really matter most. Ṣé ń gbádùn mi? It's very, very unfortunate that we are even discussing this at all. Ṣé ń gbádùn mi? Wọ́n ní Yorùbá ló gbọ́ ọ. Wọ́n ní eégún tó ń jó lórí omi ni onílù ẹ̀ wà nísàlẹ̀. Ó wá dùn mí wípé àwọn tó ń gbẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ fún, they are not man enough to come out and speak. Ṣé ń gbádùn mi? But wọ́n ní èṣù má ṣe wá ọmọ ẹlòmíì ní kò ṣe. Wọ́n ní ajá tá a sọnù kò ní gbọ́ fèrè ọlọ́dẹ. Nínú àṣà àti òrìṣà, nínú Yorùbá culture bá ti gbọ́, wọ́n ní ọba tó ba lórí ohun gbogbo ni. Ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí Ọọ̀ni, Adéyẹyè, àrólé Oòduà bá ṣe mọ̀ tí kì í bá ṣe ọmọ àlè Yorùbá bá ti mọ̀ inú ìtàn. Àtúnwárí náà ẹni táwa mọ̀ ni ọba tó ń ṣe fẹ́rú, tó ń ṣe fójòyè, tó ń ṣe fàlejò, tó ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ni. We've never seen anything like this before. It's something new. Ọ̀nà ni ó ti jẹ dòdò kò lè sòdodo. Ṣáwọn náà kó dòdò sí ọba lẹ́nu tí ò fi lè sòdodo. Bọ̀ ó wá dùn mí. Wọ́n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ látàgbolé wọn ká lọ tó agbolé wọn náà. Ṣé ń gbádùn mi olóòtú? Wọ́n ní Aláké náà orí ẹ̀ àwọn agbórí bàbá kò lọ́rùn ẹ̀. Àná wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹrú. Àwọn ló ṣe gbogbo ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ rọ́dọ̀rọ̀dán ni. Ọ̀rọ̀ rédèrèdè, ọ̀rọ̀ dáradára. Wọ́n ní ohun tó wá dùn mí ní pé kí ni irú tóun ń ṣe yìí, èmi ò bá ní bá láwọn aráàlú ilé tá a lè pè kán kún fún àdúrà, because ìta ń wò ìbáyìí ewu ń bẹ ní oko lóńgẹ́ o. Wọ́n ní lóńgẹ́ náà tún kọ́ ewu ni. Mo wò lọ mo wò bọ̀. If those Buffon, I call them by their names, sitting somewhere, say, go ahead, go and say this. If they don't know better, it should know better. Freedom of speech is not absolute. Wọ́n ní ìwọ̀fà lẹ́nu bí ó bá wọn ẹlẹ́nu náà lè rẹ́nu lọ kì í ṣe bí báyìí. But ní kúkúrú, ó máa ń jẹ́ ẹ̀dùn ọkàn fún yàn. Ẹni téèyàn ti jọ bá ṣe, téèyàn ti jọ bá lò, téèyàn wá tọrọ rí báyìí. Àdúrà náà lèèyàn á ṣe kí ni? Lèèyàn á ṣe fún onítọ̀hún. Ní kúkúrú ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ, but wọ́n ní Sátidé tá a dáa àti Àlámísì láti mọ̀. Eléyìí ò bímọ rẹ o, òyì tó ń bọ̀ kò bí ọmọ rẹ. Wọ́n fún gbogbo Yorùbá ọba lọ́gbọ̀n ọjọ́, òjò àárọ̀ àwọn adàlúrú, ó mà ṣe o. Pínísì wa ń jọ lọ́jọ́ náà lọ́ọ̀tọ́ lọ́nà nù nígbà tí ogun bẹ̀rẹ̀. Àrùn tó kọ́dún gbáà, that trauma is still remain some people's psyche up to tomorrow. To some, till their dying days, until they have their last breath, they still have that trauma. Ní ọjọ́ náà lọ́hùn.
It's 4
Tó
o'clock.
kò ní tàbí ṣùgbọ́n tí orí ọ̀fẹ́ bá wà, a gbìyànjú láti pè wọ́n, láti pè é ìyẹn Yọ̀mí kó padà wálé. Iṣẹ́ tán gbé fún yìí kì í ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa. Kó má borúkọ bàbá, kó má borúkọ ìyá jẹ́. Ọmọ Mùsùlùmí ni kó lọ́mọ tó gbé dání, tó kò lọ́lá aláǹgànná, tó ń ranjú sọ̀rọ̀, tó ń ranjú tó ń tàn wọ́n. Kò yẹ kó rí báyìí. Bọ̀ àdúrà náà látòkú fún. Ọmọ ní pé kí ni? Amókun ẹrù ẹ̀wọ́ wọn lókè lẹ́wọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀ ìsàlẹ̀. Kò jẹ́ èyí tí mo lè sọ lọ́wọ́ tá a wà báyìí. Mò ń wò pẹ̀lú ìbànújẹ́ ni. Wọ́n á jà fún Yorùbá o. Àpò ọ̀nà ń jà fún o. Kò sí ọba kan tó rán ẹnìkan lóko ẹrú o, kò sẹ́ni tó wà lóko ẹrú o. Ó pọ̀ nù wá ń bì báyìí, àwa kàwé, àborúkọ jẹ́, àgbé orúkọ orílẹ̀-èdè wa ga ni, àgbé ẹ̀yà wa ga ni, Yorùbá nígbà ni, àṣẹ yàwúyàwó àjálè ńgbà tá a dé bì báyìí. Rẹ́kọ́ọ̀dù wa ó kílìnì tó fi dọ́dọ̀ ọba Ọlọ́run. àborúkọ jẹ́ bọ́ gbogbo àwọn ọ̀daràn yìí wọ́n lè rẹpísẹ́ǹtì agboolé wọn o ká sọ pé orílẹ̀-èdè o àtẹ̀yà o kì í ṣe àwọn eléyìí o kì í ṣe irú àwọn yìí o ọwọ́ tó dilẹ̀ lèṣù ránṣẹ́ òun là ń wò yìí o kó ló wá kó wa yọ o kò jẹ́ bó ti jẹ́ olóòtú ẹ ṣeun o.
ẹ wò ó ẹ ṣe gan-an nítorí pé ẹ ti hit ọ̀rọ̀ on the nail pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí ẹ jẹ́ á gbé barrister wọlé barrister wa láti lè sọ̀rọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́ bá ń wo àwọn wákàtí ọ̀ ẹ bá mi like page ẹ bá mi share ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ ibi tí ẹ ti ń wò wá ní wákàtí ọ̀ because this is a very serious issue because the video that we just played was of a brother of ours, in the diaspora that is now the spokesperson of the Yoruba nation, or more or less correctly for me to be accurate, is the spokesperson of Sunday Igboho, a personality who is in support of the Yoruba nation and has called for an independent Yoruba state. Even though they declare their independence, we've not seen Yoruba money, although Prof said
owó ẹyọ ni owó ẹyọ
is
cowrie shells.
Cowrie shells. So I hope you are all buying your own cowrie shells, because the money might go up and you might not be able to exchange it properly. But let's move away from the joke and let me bring in Barrister to give us one or two comments on those issues, and then we move into my two last videos which I want you to comment on for our viewers. And if you are watching me right now, you can like this page, you can share this page, and you could let us know where you are watching from, and we really, really appreciate you. Prof, Barrister, go ahead, sir.
ẹ ṣeun olóòtú ọgá wọn ní ọmọ ṣù sí ni lẹ́nu ó tún gbúyọ sí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ fídíò tí mo wò ó ti bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rí kí ni pé Yomi ẹni tí mo mọ̀ ni ó dẹ̀ ṣe mí láàánú lórí ọkàn mi gbọgbẹ́ looking at him now ní pé mo rántí pé ẹ bá rántí pé ó present lórí rédíò kan níbi ìhàn pẹ̀lú Star Radio ó invite mi ní nígbà tá à ń ṣe campaign 2019 tí mo lọ síbẹ̀ tí mo lọ ìgbà yẹn èmi ni leader Buhari support organization UK nígbà so under other auspices ló fi invite mi tí mo lọ ó dà kó invite one other PDP lady kan náà even though mi ò wá sí studio that in retrospect just looking at what I'm looking now mi ò kà sí kankan nígbà náà níjọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ torí impression tó fún mi nígbà náà ni pé èmi nìkan ni mò ń bọ̀ lórí studio mo dẹ̀ ti prepare ara mi mo dé studio tán mo ti ń sọ fún bí 1 hour kó tó invite lady ẹ̀ wọlé the lady did not come to the studio she was talking only on the phone.
Agabagebe.
Now looking at what I'm looking at, I look more to me like there but mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé ọlọ́wọ́ ẹ̀lẹ́mí náà tí mi ní òjò rẹ̀ mo ti múra mi náà mo ti múra wọn náà àti fẹ́lẹ̀ náà anyway ká mú yẹn kó mẹ́sà mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo ní mo rántí òwe kan òwe àwọn bàbá wa mọ́nímọ́ní òwe kan wà tó máa ń pa torí bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ báyìí kílẹ̀ ló wá sí lórí tó ní òun máa forí àwọn ọba fáàgàn bó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ báyìí kí ni òwe yẹn wá sí lórí òwe yẹn ni pé wọ́n ní tí ọmọ kékeré bá jí láàárọ̀ kùtù tó ní òun fẹ́ kọ́lé ọ́fíìsì à ẹ má bínú pé mo sọ ní Yorùbá ó fẹ́ kọ́lé ọ́fíìsì à tó bá kọ́lé ọ́fíìsì à tán ṣe ni mo máa bẹ́tọ́ lé àwọn àgbàlagbà lórí ìsàlẹ̀ wọ́n ní orí àgbàlagbà yẹn ń kọ́ òun jẹ́ kó dàgbà débi tó máa kọ́ ilé ọ̀ I pray that does not be his portion torí bèbè yẹn ló ń rìn báyìí nísìn ọmọ kékeré ni bọ́ọ̀ ìtàn ẹ̀ṣọ́ òbí ọmọ kékeré ni tí mo dẹ̀ ń rò nínú mi nígbà tó ń fi pé ṣé eléyìí ò ní ẹbí ní olólọ́mọ Ìjẹ̀bú Òde nù ó wá fi ọba ìlú ẹ̀ òfin ta yín Yorùbá dẹ̀ bọ̀ wọ́n ní tó bá tara ní ẹ lọ́pọ̀ ó ní rírà lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ó wá láti Ìjẹ̀bú Òde ó wá fi ọba ẹ̀ òfin ta yín oníwàá fún àgbọn lórí ẹ̀ orí adé mo rántí nínú Bíbélì sà ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ má bínú pé mi ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ kí n má rí torí ohun tó wọ́n ní tó ògùn onígbà tó bá dá lójú àwọn afẹ́fẹ́ ní tètè ni. In biblical years àwọn méjì ni Ọlọ́run máa ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ lójú korojú àì in biblical years àwọn prophets àwọn ọba That is to tell you how bí Ọlọ́run ṣe gbé àwọn bó ṣe fún àwọn ọba ní. Ìdí nìyẹn tẹ́ fi rí pé àwọn Yorùbá wọ́n ní a kì í kí ọba ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀, a jẹ̀ kì í kí ọba ní ìlú ìnà. Òun láti wàá nà fálafálá ni. Bí mo ṣe wà yìí, tí n bá ní ìyá láyé, ìjọ tí n bá ti jọba, àti bàbá àti ìyá mi wọ́n máa dọ̀bálẹ̀ kí mi. Ó ní ìtumọ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwọn tó máa ń sọ pé àwọn ọmọ Odùduwà gidi làwọn tó wá dé ìsìn tó ń fi torí ọba àṣà àti ìṣe inú ààfin ọba ló ti ń jáde. Ìwọ tó wá péré ní ọmọ Odùduwà tó wá ń fi ọba ìlú ẹ tó fi ń ta yín ó ní bó ṣe rí sà. Ó sọ pé mo ṣe ń wò ó ọkọ̀ mi gbọgbẹ́. Ọkọ̀ mi ó máa ń dùn mí sà tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn Fúlàní tẹ̀yìn sọ yìí wọ́n bí aláya Fúlàní kan rè àbáwúsá kan kó fi ọba ẹ̀ kó fi pa yín. Àwọn ọmọ Odùduwà tàlá gbọ́n nìyẹn tàlá gbọ́n ju gbogbo ayé lọ àwọn làwọn fi ọba tiwa la fi ń pa yín nísìn. Ẹni pé mo ṣe sọ ní bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kan àbọ̀sẹ̀ méjì tó lọ ní pé mo ní àlá tí ò lè ṣẹni tán ra wọlé torí kò ní gbòǹgbò to start with. Èkejì wọn ní strategy to achieve whatever it is in the mind. Ìkẹta ni pé wọ́n ní èèyàn máa ń bèrè lọ́wọ́ olójú kí èèyàn tó bá ní. Àwọn ọba tẹ̀yìn fẹ́ kọ́ tẹ̀lé yìí kí ni approach tẹ̀yìn ti ṣe sáwọn ọba wọ̀nyí. Pé òkè o ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ torí ó kàn lè máa sọ fún mi pé kí n tẹ̀lé ẹ láì sọ fún mi ìdí tó fi jẹ́ kí n tẹ̀lé ẹ. Èmi mi dẹ̀ ní àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n wọn máa ṣàkíyèsí ohun wọn ni. Ṣé rí àwọn terrorists tó ń jáde lẹ́nu wọn àti attitude wọn lásán, it's enough for me to say no, these are just vagabonds looking for power. And we all know what happens when vagabonds get into power. Adé tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Amẹ́ríkà nígbà tí Trump wà bẹ̀. Because it's a typical example of a vagabond. With due respect to him, ó lè lówó lè ní gbogbo ẹ̀, but you can take a pig out of the gutter, but you cannot take the gutter out of the pig. So these are the issues. Ẹni pé ara question tí olóyè àgbà ti Fẹ́mi Fálànà tó ń béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ni òun láti rí ní fídíò yìí ti báyìí. He did not consult with anybody. He did not share any consultation with anyone. All of a sudden now, he just woke up one morning. Ìjọba obìnrin náà kan mú nígbà tí ó dà pé the first time máa bọ́ sórí program náà ni táwọn kan ní Fúlàní tí wọ́n ti subjugate àwọn ògbà wọn ni ìjọba gbogbo lẹ́jí tẹ̀. When did you actually realize this? Was it yesterday, last month or last year? Torí this time there is a great question ni pé àwọn problem tẹ́yìn tó ń rọnu mọ́ ẹ̀ ó ti wà ń bẹ̀ kan tó bírú àwa wò. Ó wà ń bẹ̀ nígbà tó bá sọjọ́ wà ní lórí àlefa pariwo. Ó wà ń bẹ̀ nígbà tí Jonathan wà lórí àlefa pariwo. Why is it now? Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan ó ní ìlú màkàn paraphrase tó sọ ni ó ní ìlú ìlú tó ń jó lórí omi lọ́rọ̀ wọn onílù ẹ̀ǹbẹ̀ ń sàlẹ̀ odò. Mo pẹ́ bóyá nígbà tí 15 minutes of fame wọn tó bá ṣe kí ni tó bá dry up. Onílù tó ń lù fún wọn tó fi ń jó lókè omi àárín. But for now, like I said, my advice to them is 15 minutes of fame wọn is almost gone. Wọ́n tètè yá padà wálé. Tó bá dé tán tó bá délẹ̀ tán anybody máa wá díje kó máa sọ pé ìgbà náà máa rí pé Buhari ó wà high handed ó ti gbà kan torí wọ́n èṣìṣì wọ́n délé kò ní sí kò sẹ́ni tó sọ tí o. Inú mi dùn pé program yìí wà ní sìnkú wọ́n dẹ̀ ń sọ ó sì tó à nígbà tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ à á play program yìí fún wọn pé a ti sọ fún yín nídòtí pé èṣìṣì yìí tó ń délé kò tètè padà lé torí tí orí elégbò bá gbóná tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ kí ni sọ bí ọlọ́lọ́dù.
Ẹ ṣé gan, because you see I have a problem. Mo ní problem kékeré kan. Problem tí mo ní ni pé àwọn leaders wa ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá they are keeping quiet. They are not speaking, and this is our last segment we are going to talk about, and we're going to spend 7 minutes on it. And if you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page, I want you to share this page, and I want you to tell your friends and family that we're talking about something that could affect your future and the future of your generation yet unborn, so that we are on record who has spoken on this matter. I'm going to show you a video, sir. Prof, before you speak, I'm going to show you 2 videos, and then I'm going to show you 2 other videos, and I'm going to ask you to comment, because we are getting to a point. We are going out of Southwest region now, and we are now going into Southeast because of what is happening in Southeast. Wàhálà ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Ìgbò. Wọ́n ti ń pa àwọn èèyàn lọ bí ẹran. Ó gba àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó pa ọlọ́pàá Ìgbò ní kì í ṣe ọlọ́pàá North. So káwọn èèyàn lè mọ̀. Serious issues happening in the East. And we're all sitting down here and allowing another to happen. But let me play this video so that you could tell me your views on this. Just give me a minute, please, sir. I want you to watch this video, because I believe this video will more or less explain or provide a bit of an analysis into the situation where we are right now. Now, people do not understand the kind of situation.
We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation, we cannot allow it to continue. We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation, this very IPOP will not tolerate it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We would rather all perish and die than to allow our land to be taken over by the Janjaweed. It cannot happen. This is a warning to all the governors who are conspiring due to one political consideration or the other to give our land to infidels and blood-sucking demons from the Sahel. It cannot happen. Not under our watch. It's not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever.
Now, you've heard the assertion of Nnamdi Kanu, who is the messiah of the Biafra agitation. And he has used similar language and tone like Sunday Igboho and his associates. Not our land, over my dead body, warning to the governors and the obas. Prof, are we allowing another deja vu to happen? Are we allowing a deja vu to happen while we are dancing away like Goodluck Jonathan danced away? Please watch this video. Now, my great prof, I had to show Senator Tinubu dancing, and he was dancing during his birthday celebration. We congratulate him for that. But part of the issue, the reason why I've shown this video is because when the Chibok girls were taken, Jonathan was also dancing. We don't need dancing now in Southwest. We need the leaders to come together now and speak truth to power like you and Barrister Adebola is speaking. There is another deja vu. You saw the video. You saw what is happening. He said he's giving warning to the governors and also to the people, and he will use his blood, he will use his body to determine it. Now, have they done it or have they not done it? For our viewers that are watching me right now, let me just show them these two videos so that they could know whether their threats have been carried out or not. Please watch very carefully as this man goes to the back of this house and see what is on the floor there. This was, they said this was an army convoy that was waylaid. Look below there and you could see that there are human beings right there and there. I just felt I need to show you that video so that you will know what trouble awaits the Southwest as we speak right now. But let me show you the last video before I bring you in, Prof. Because that's what they say in Yoruba land. So please watch this. This is a police station that was set on fire. People were killed. And that was after the warning of Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, they are saying they are not responsible. I hope you are watching. I hope my viewers are seeing this. This is in the southeast. They threatened, they promised, and they brought it to pass. They threatened, they promised, and they brought it to pass. But Prof, before you say anything, let me, please, with your indulgence, let me play this video again. Because Yoruba will say, let me play this video again.
Message back to the Alake of Egba land. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì. Orí tiyín la máa ti kọ́kọ́ fàgbọn. Èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá rò pé n ta gbé dání child's play là ń ṣe. A fẹ́ tú àwọn èèyàn sílẹ̀ tán. Chinchini ló kù. Ẹ mọ̀ pé water pass gàrí. Nígbà tá a bá yabo palace yín. Ẹ rò pé eré là ń ṣe. A ti fẹ́ débì kan. Ó kù díẹ̀ ká release ẹ̀. Ẹ gbọ́ wẹ́n, ẹ gbọ́ gbòs. Pé n ta gbé dání kò ní di wàhálà. Bàbá làárọ̀ ni wàhálà yẹn ń bọ̀ à ń sun báyìí ni ẹni tó bá lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ òun ló máa dúró ẹni tó lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ ẹ̀ máa gbọ́ nígbà táriwo yẹn bá débi tó yẹ kó dé ẹlòmíì náà àwọn ọba yẹn yàtọ̀ sáwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè dáadáa ṣẹ́rí tí kò sọ̀rọ̀ sókè a máa lé kàbàkàbà orúkọ tèmi dáadáa ẹ wò Ọláyọmí Kóìkì mo ti sọ fún yín ìran yín púpọ̀ nù yín òun ló lé gbogbo aṣókò ẹrú.
So, Prof, you've heard it. There are similarities between iPod Now and the Yoruba Nation. Please explain. I will not explain because I don't want to put words. People watching me right now, you can like this page, you can share this page, and let people know. Let us know where you are watching from. Because he said they should Sorosoke. So please, Prof, Sorosoke on this matter. I can see the link. I can see clarity between the rhetorics of Nnamdi Kanu and the action they are carrying out now that has caused panic in the southeast. And I can see that coming because they have now spoken. And I will go to Barrister. Barrister will explain what we call the actor's errors and the mens rea. The action, the mens rea. They've spoken and they've carried it out. What do you have to say to this, sir?
Olodo, it's going to be mixed match Yoruba and English for the fact that this is Yoruba security lounge. Diaspora Lounge rather. I beg your pardon. So ohun tí mo rí sí yes lóòótọ́ ni bí mo ṣe sọ, and again ẹni Nnamdi Kanu láì má digress ṣé Nnamdi agbọ́ pé kì í ṣe orúkọ ẹ̀gán tún nìyẹn, and ó jọ bí ó dàbí àmọ́rú inú àjálẹ̀ tó wà tó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀. We don't know his hideout, although ó dá mi lójú àìpé gbé British wọ́n fún ní British passport, although he wasn't born in United Kingdom. And then gbogbo ohun tó ń sọ yìí bó jẹ́ pé mo sọ síwájú pé there is freedom of speech, but freedom of speech kì í absolute when it's turning to a threat and national or threat to human security. The law enforcement agent must put those person into question. Now, ìyàtọ̀ tó wà ń belé ní pé kí ni, one thing I believe, Yoruba land, whereby I believe some of us are privy to in terms of the culture. Àbá tí ò lè ṣẹ ni ohun tó wọ́ọ̀kì ní ilẹ̀ Ìgbò kò lè wọ́ọ̀kì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, and again mo bí yín sẹ́ wọn ì tí ì lọ sí anywhere, owó tán kó sọ owó tán dájọ́ fún wọn à lè àkáǹtì fún ẹjọ́, awuyewuye tí ń wà ẹ̀sọ́ náà orí platform wo náà ti fẹ́ operate ẹjọ́. Èní wọ́n lé àwọn Yorùbá nation ọ̀la wọn ní Oòduà kìnnìkan làwọn kí ni their different mixture rhetoric wọn ò really kò wà constructive. Kí ni strategy wọn láwọn lead kìíní ẹ̀ báyìí díẹ̀ ló kù. Ṣé ń gbádùn mi? In this day and age of digital age, ṣé ń gbádùn mi? Everything is on record, including what I'm saying. It will outlive me. Ètò tá à ń ṣe yìí, we know where and when is due. Iṣẹ́ wa kọ́ yẹn bọ́dá mi lójú pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ ní gbogbo àgbáyé gbogbo náà ń wò ó, wọ́n ń gbọ́. Wọ́n ní Yorùbá náà ló tún bọ̀, wọ́n máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ kan, wọ́n ní tó bá tásìkò àti yàgbẹ́ ìdí aṣekíni ìdí aràn. Wọ́n ní wọ́n ní ọmọdé ò mọ ògùn, wọ́n ló ń pè lẹ́fọ̀ọ́ kó tó ṣe bí òwe àwọn àgbàlagbà. Gbogbo àwọn ọba tán náà fẹ́ forí wọn fàgbọ̀n yìí náà wọ́n ní lájú wọn lẹ̀, they become wise. Àwọn oníkà sọ̀rọ̀ sókè, àwọn oníkà sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Ẹn tá a bí nídìí tọmọlúàbí Yorùbá ò lè máa sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Ẹ̀rí mo sọ síwájú, mo ní ẹ̀kọ́ ń gbóná ó fẹ́ sùúrù, wọ́n ní ìdí àdúrà. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ dá mi lóhùn, ṣé ẹni tí ìlú bá gbé tó ní iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ tó ní responsibility, ìyàwó àti tọ́ ọmọ àti ààbò aládùúgbò a máa gbé àwọn gbólóhùn jáde? Kò possible. Ẹ sọ àwọn tí Nnamdi Kanu ti kóríire bá, ṣé progress ló mú bọ̀ wá bá wọn ni ti Yorùbá láti emulate láti kọ́ àbí orí burúkú? Iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe ńgbà tó wà ní United Kingdom, UK, London? Ńgbà tán ṣe 419 darí, tán gbá àwọn èèyàn darí, tó lu jìbìtì darí, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá rí sí pé ó fẹ́ gbàgbé, ó fẹ́ jàjà ìgbà òmìnira fún Ìgbò àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? Àtàwọn yòókù bẹ́ẹ̀ náà kí ni iṣẹ́ wọn níbikíbi tán bá àná wà tán fi ṣe ibùjókòó? Ẹni tó bá níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ tó ní responsibility ẹ̀rí kan gbégbá ara nù báyìí. Àìrójú àìráàyè àìníṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ olóhùn constitute gbogbo nuisance tá à ń wò yìí. Bọ̀ ní kúkúrú ẹ lọ ẹ̀sọ́ ń pa aṣíwájú. Bàbá oníbàbá bá láti jó, tí a bá wò tá a bá díjú tá a bá là á, bàbá yìí was maybe 17 years ago was the last time he was really active in in terms of governance, any what I would call post as a governor. Since then, lè gbà kì í ṣèjọba, kì í ṣe gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀, kì í ṣe olórí orílẹ̀-èdè, kò sí ohun tó kan bàbá yìí. It's just like any other citizens. Bọ̀ àgbà Yorùbá náà tún ni. Bàbá láti jó, bàbá láti kí bàbá ò ní ṣayẹyẹ fún, bàbá láti ṣayẹyẹ. Mo sì sọ síwájú, tó bá tásìkò àti yàgbẹ́ ìdí àràn. Ọmọ tí ó ní bàbá òun ò là, tó ní bàbá òun ò ṣe, ẹnu ẹ̀ ló wà yìí. Bó dá mi lójú tó bá délẹ̀ tán, gbogbo ohun ìgbẹ́là fẹ́wé, kò sẹ́ńtẹ́ ẹ̀ rí. Gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ń gbọ́ ẹ̀ ní gbọ́ mọ́. Kí ná ṣí àwọn tó pè tí wọn, ẹ jẹ́ ká bí wọn. Wọ́n ní ká wá wo gọ̀bì, wọ́n ní kí ni gọ̀bì. Àwọn ọba ò lọ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Àwọn ọba wọn à ń ba lórí gbogbo mọ́. Àwọn náà ń ba lórí ọba báyìí àbí. Àwọn náà sọ fọ́ba ibi tán gbọ́dọ̀ gbẹ́sẹ̀ sí, ibi tán gbọ́dọ̀ gbẹ́sẹ̀ sí. Under the pretext of what? Nation. Wọ́n pè kan wọ́n ní Gani Adams, ẹjọ́ sórúkọ Yorùbá nìyẹn. Mo wo ìkànnì àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ tó ń sọ Yorùbá ń bò tún dún lẹ́nu kò dún mọ́rán. Ṣé àwọn tó fẹ́, àwọn tó ń bọ̀ wá ṣalákòóso Yorùbá nìyí? Wọ́n nílé àwọn kan tó sọmọ lórúkọ, irú wọn náà làwa ń wí. Ẹ dá mi lóhùn, ṣé àwọn nìyí? Ó tún sọ ń bì kan wọ́n lẹ́nu méjì bí òrófó. Àwọn òní kógun ṣẹlẹ̀ o, àwọn òní kíní, àwọn òní kíkíní ṣẹlẹ̀ o, kì í ṣe pẹ́rù ń bà wọ́n o. Eléyìí kò ní ogun Kírìjí. Ní gbogbo ìsọkúsọ tí wọ́n ti sọ, ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè PMB àti àwọn agbófinró, wọ́n dàbí ní pé wọ́n ń ṣe slow jù. By now, ó yẹ kán ti máa dá mọ̀. Tá a bá sọ wọ́n ní kakínà bì lẹ́dà. Ọmọ tó níyà òun ò ní sùn ní, oúnjẹ ò ní fojú borun. Yorùbá ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé tìpátìkùkù náà fi ń tètè yẹn ni? Kí náà ṣí àwọn tán pè tí wọn? Olóòtú, ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ jù báyìí lọ, bọ̀ jẹ́ kí n ṣe ń ṣókí. Àìtètè sọ̀rọ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Ìgbò lọ́hùn, òun là ń wò yìí, but fún ìgbà díẹ̀ náà ni gbogbo ẹ̀ ń bọ̀ wá lójútùú. Ẹ máa wo àtàmọ̀. Wọ́n ní ká wo gómìnà Benue, wọ́n dá lọ́nà. Ẹ jọ, ṣé ti gómìnà Benue ló ṣe lákọ̀ọ́kọ́? Ọ̀gbẹ́ni ìní Professor Dulum, wọ́n máa àtáàkì wọn, kì í ṣe ẹ̀kan, kì í ṣe méjì, kì í ṣe mẹ́ta, wọ́n àrí yẹn sọ. Ṣé yóò mú àti àmọ́ ọmọ tó ń jà fún gan báyìí? Àtàmà. Wọ́n ní atakóró wọnú àdó, kò lè kọ́ máa lú ẹ̀wọ́. Ẹ má ṣèkà, ẹ má dìtẹ̀, ẹni tó bá dìtẹ̀ á bọ́ tẹ̀ lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n ó dá mi lójú pé kí ni? Wọ́n ní tí sàmọ̀ dúdú bó tilẹ̀ wù kó rùn mú tó, sàmọ̀ dúdú díẹ̀ yóò wà. Ibi tí wọ́n fẹ́ bá yàrá jẹ́, ibi tí wọ́n fẹ́ bá yàrá já, àwùjọ máa rí, àwùjọ rí o, àwùjọ máa wò ó, kò jẹ́ bó ti jẹ́ o. Ọmọlúàbí la pé Yorùbá, kéèyàn lákàwọn àgbàlagbà kan gbẹ́nu sọ̀hún. Wọ́n ní àyìn lè bó àgbà. Ẹ wá tiẹ̀ fi mọ láwọn mọ́gàjì agboolé yín mọ́. Àwọn ọba ní ẹni wọ́n ti jẹ dòdò wọn lè sòdodo. Ṣẹ́yìn lẹ́kọ́ dòdò sí wọn lẹ́nu táà fi lè sòdodo. Àtẹ̀yí tó dàbí ìnàkí tó ń darí wọn, tó ẹlẹ́nu méjì bí òrófó, tó ń sọ báyìí, tó ń sọ bọ́ láwọn kan. Ó lẹ́yìn ẹlẹ́gùnjó ní alágbe ni wọ́n. Alágbe bẹ́tà. Ṣé bó ń gbàgbé ni? Agbe ló ń gbà lóòótọ́. Kì í ṣàpààyàn, kì í ṣọ̀lẹ, kì í ṣọ̀daràn. Àmọ́ lórí jàgídíjàgan, iṣẹ́ ọ̀lẹ ìlọ̀lẹ́ ń jẹ́. Ẹjọ́ kí ni iṣẹ́? àbí àsìkò ń bọ̀ ná gbogbo ẹ̀ náà láwùjọ rí ẹ ṣe wo lóòtú.
Analysis, and I just have to thank you for that. Let me go to Prof, because there are some issues here. There are similarities between Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, and
I beg to differ. Sunday Igboho is the guy called Gani Adams tó ní ká máa pọ̀ ní ibà náà dẹ̀ ní àti ìpọ́njú.
Okay.
Ibà àti ìpọ́njú.
Okay. So, but there's similarity, because Sunday Igboho is calling for people to carry weapons, and he has made it very clear that his families are in Germany, Europe, which is because you are in immigration, so he must go and see his family, and he's been to Ireland, and we have our own brother also here, and we know what happened to the lady that her British passport was withdrawn. If you are going to advise any of our people who are giving money to this group as an immigration expert, sir, there's something called good character. So even if you have a 5 years visa or you have a 2 years residence permit and you want to renew it, and you have already talked about taking violence to people's household or visiting a nation with violence, even though you are not calling for violence in the UK or in Europe, is there anything within the law that says that even though your papers, you might actually lose it? Because people need to know that when you are talking about terrorism, the definition of terrorism is not about just taking bomb alone. It is also the threat of a particular population, and holding a nation into ransom is terrorism. And when you are filling those immigration forms, those questions are there saying, do you support terrorism? Are you involved in any activities overseas? Are you known to police operators overseas? So if they say they are looking for vehicles and they want to take vehicles which they will use to drive away certain ethnic groups from certain area who are Nigerians, or to go and kill their Oba, and you actually gave that money, which was taken through GoFunding in UK. So there is trace of those financial money. Barrister, I am not a barrister. Put my hands up. I'm not called to bar like you, sir. I'm not called to the English solicitor thing. But you are an authority in this field. Are these people, are a lot of Nigerians in the UK playing with their status and the little bread and water that they have to survive? Because people have put together £45,000, and as a result, they are already, there's electronic footprints of them being involved in Yoruba Nation. And even though the Nigerian government has not declared Yoruba Nation a terrorist or domestic terrorist group, some people have argued that their definition of terrorism means that Yoruba Nation, by definition, fit into that assertion within the immigration rules. I'm not the one that said it, people said it. So, but I wanted you to clear it so that people can hear, because it's going to make breaking news right now, whatever you say.
Thank you very much for bringing this question. And I think it's very, very vital for anybody supporting, either directly or indirectly, this, not really sure what to call it, this agitation. Yes, in the immigration rule, there's a provision there that if you are found to be in support of any terrorist, the only grace they have now is that the federal government has not, declared them as terrorist group. But there's a way that somebody said,
àmì.
Ibi tí múnimúni wà, ibẹ̀ náà ni gbanigbani wà. Yes, the federal government may not have declared this agitation as or the people behind it as terrorists. But whether you like it or not, as of today, the federal government is the known governing body of Nigeria. Okay? And it only takes someone with the knowledge of that to prove, say for instance, if I'm applying for anything today now, and in that question in the Home Office letter, and I said no, they asked if I'm in support of any terrorist group, and I said no, who technically I may be right. But it only takes somebody with a knowledge of how to beat these technicalities to knock you off your pedestal. All you have to do is to prove your utterances, the video that we've shared earlier on, yeah? Because what that says exactly is that you are inciting the populace against the government that be. And the government is what UK government recognizes as the bona fide government in Nigeria. Yes, they may not have declared you as a terrorist, but as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I know the law in this country, when something like that happens, you are treading on a very, very thin line. Because at the end of the day, as far as immigration is concerned, most of the issues surrounding immigration depends on the whims and caprices of the Secretary of State. If the Secretary of State decides that I don't believe in all the whatever it is you're saying, that's it. You're done for. So anyway, I kept repeating it for the past 1 week now that these guys have had their 15 minutes of fame. It is time for them now to return home because the music is no longer sweet. Because it's getting downright ridiculous now with the utterances that we get to hear from them day in, day out. Nothing but sound bites with no substance. That's what we get from them. So for some of them who are based abroad, who are either for what, because this money you are donating, unless you donate it by cash, and there is no record of your name in their books, because even if you donate by cash, but if your name is recorded as having donated to it, that's a trace. But if you now do a bank transfer, there's no way you can deny that to anyone. You know, so this is my warning for some. You see, I said it about a week ago. I said most of these guys related to these people, they work menial jobs every day, right? They earn next to nothing. Okoiki was talking about I'm a licensed lawyer in the UK. I make bold to say that. So I'm not in bondage here, and I'm not in slavery. So if somebody sends him here, he should go back home and ask that person who sent him here why they did what they did. I came here of my own volition. Like I said earlier on, I was always coming here on holidays before I decided to come here on my own. And I came here as a marketer and decided to change course and became a lawyer. So some of us have different routes to diaspora. So that is why I don't like it when they come here and start bumping everybody or painting everybody with the same brush. But with the question you just said, there's a lot of people that donated to this organization. Whether it's been declared a terrorist group or not, they are treading on a very thin line. Even if the federal government did not declare them as terrorists, trust me, many of them can still be done for as far as their documentation is concerned. If whoever goes against them knows what they are doing. I remember DJ Switch or what her name was, who ran to Canada after NSAS. Guess what happened? She went there and she claimed asylum. 3 weeks after that, the federal government came out and said, well, they are not after her. She's of no importance to them. As soon as I read that, I knew somebody must have advised the federal government to do that. Because, trust me, as soon as the moment the federal government says that, that has taken the seal off her plans. Because I believe her plan was to create that anarchy in Nigeria, run to a Western country and claim asylum and say, "Oh, I'm being persecuted by my country's government for my beliefs." Blah 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 blah, and all that crap. Because that is what under the Geneva Convention. That is the ground under which you can claim asylum. So as soon as the federal government came out with that, I knew somebody somewhere must have advised them to say, you know what, let's take the seal off her strikes. We are waiting to see what becomes of our asylum claim in Canada, because I know that's a universal law, governing the claim of asylum globally, and it's under the Geneva Convention. But the moment the country you say you are running away from due to persecution, either due to your political opinion, either through maybe sex or gender or whatever it is, the moment that government can come up publicly to say you are of no interest to them, then trust me, your claim becomes grossly unfounded. And what will happen, as far as I don't know of Canada, but as far as I know of the UK here, they will refuse your application and tell you that your claim is unfounded. And if you are lucky, they are going to give you right of appeal. They will ask you to leave the country first and appeal in your country. So these are some of the things that for me, I wish those agitating and those following those agitators will think twice before they, because I know some of them are following them because they think if the go bail, I think that's the language they use now. Go bail, right? That is if they foment trouble in the country and people run away, there will be opportunity for people to go and claim asylum, whatever. And now this flash, that is only predicated upon if the country itself says you are of particular importance to it. If they do not, because whether you like it or not, the Home Office will make their findings. And if they make their inquiries and they find out that you are of no significant interest to the country where you claim to be running from persecution from, trust me, you are toast. You are toast. So some of them should really think twice, 3 times even. Because you remember I said it a couple of weeks ago here that I found it a bit shocking that people who are doing menial jobs earning next to nothing in every week, they were alive when Amoteco was set up. The reason why I made that comparison was because Amoteco was set up for the same purpose that Sunday Igboho said he was fighting for. Amoteco was set up for that same purpose. And none of them came out. Yeah? None of them came out to say, okay, let us help this Amoteco by donating money to ensure that we get. All they had to do was to buy them surveillance equipment. Because that is what is lacking in our security architecture in the country. Not enough surveillance equipment. Because the areas where they said all these herdsmen and herdsmen are hiding are densely populated bushes. If they can just do that, get some money together, buy them surveillance. Most of the things that we're complaining of today will be history. But they did not do that. They did not do that. All they are doing now is buying a van for Sunday Igboho. What the hell is that going to solve? What the hell? What problem is that going to solve? I don't know. I don't get it. I still can't put my head around it. What they are meant to do. What that is meant to solve. Now I heard him saying, I still go free, and they watching Logo. And I'm like, in the 21st century, somebody is still talking about a fighting war like it is a war. It's the war of Kiriji, war of Usman Danfodio, when they used bow and arrow. I was in the north when Metatine. I'm sure this story. Anybody who lived in Nigeria in the 80s will understand what I'm about to say now. Metatine came up. He was more or less like I think he was a cleric. who I don't know whether he's Fulani or not, I don't know, but he was a cleric. I mean, now fasting means swear. That's what the name means. Somebody who's been sweared for. That's what it means. Now, he now came up that time and he was killing people in Kano. Guess who was in government then? This same Buhari we're talking about. He just sent the soldiers there with it. Because at that time they said this guy what he was using was bow and arrow. And that bow and arrow was so toxic that as soon as it touches your body, you are dead. Believe you me, when Buhari sent in his soldiers, within a week this man was dead. They killed the guy instantly. Some of us are child of history, so we know what's been going on in Nigeria. That is why, if you see me supporting Buhari now, he may not be who he was in 1985, but I still believe in certain things in him. So that's why some of us still support him. So for some of this Facebook generation now, who has no idea, because all they know is this Facebook generation thing that is so far removed from reality. Some of us lived when there was no telephone, when there was no mobile phone, when there was no email. And we survived. Guess what? I did my correspondence course in the UK from Nigeria when there was no email, there was no what's it called now? There was no online whatever it is. I went to the post office to buy my postal order to pay for my course. That's how we lived. So that's why some of us have that benefit of hindsight now that the kids of today don't have. That is why sometimes when you talk to them and they come up to you with this gung ho attitude, I look at them and my heart sinks. Because I'm like, what? Because I look at the future for these people. They don't seem to know where the world is coming from or where it is heading. All they know is what they know now. But forgetting that the world they live in now has a history. And if you don't know your history, how are you going to know how to face what's in front? So these are the issues. So I just pray that those following these agitators will only step back for a minute. Just watch their utterances. That alone will tell you who they are, where they are coming from. Because for some of us, we have watched them closely. And that is why we are saying what we are saying now. We're not hating on anyone. I don't hate anyone. Like I said to you, Koiki was like a brother to me. He invited me to his radio station in Star Radio. I went there, even though he planned a coup for me, which I did not take cognizance of then until now that I want to do. But I still perform my duty. And because I remembered he asked me for some assistance, which I willingly gave from my group, not from my pocket, but from my group. I told my group, this guy said he wanted this guy. I think Professor Alaw is alive to what I'm talking about because we belong to the same group. We helped him out. So for him to now be talking about the country that I grew up in this way makes it leaves a very bitter taste in my mouth. Because whether we like it or not, Nigeria is our country. Do I believe in Oduduwa? Yes. But I don't believe in Oduduwa nation and I don't believe in Oduduwa republic. Because for me, it's a farce. There's Oduduwa, yes, but Oduduwa within Nigeria. It's as simple as that. Anything other than that is just, for me, playing to the gallery or being just mischievous. And this clearly has gone beyond being mischievous. So we need to be very careful. Don't forget, this was how Nnamdi Kanu started. Just give me 3 more minutes to talk on this one. Nnamdi Kanu started just like these guys. Guess what happened? The Odogbons, the elites in the southeast, they all kept quiet, thinking perhaps that he will succeed, and that when he does, they will hijack the movement and step freely and say, "Now we were the heads, we were the elites when you were fighting for this nonsense." So guess what happened? Eventually, he started sending his mad dogs to them each time they visit Europe. Started disgracing them one after the other. I think the most famous one was the one they did to Ekweremadu, who was at the time the deputy senate president. They disgraced him in Germany, even though he later on pulled some strings to make sure that those that disgraced him were repatriated back to Nigeria. Again, that's a lesson to be learned from those people supporting this nonsense now. You may think you have a good cause on your hand, just like Koiki was saying in Tagbilawo, which was what he was saying. Now, we have something concrete. I don't know what the hell they have in their hand, but for me, whatever it is nothing but hot air, which does no one no good. Because at the end of the day, all the major countries in the world don't know where their allegiance lies because they know who breaks their butter. So you cannot just come tomorrow now with a gung-ho attitude and say, you want to form Oduduwa Republic. Who's going to support you outside Nigeria anyway? Because if you don't have legitimacy outside Nigeria, then you are nothing. You are nothing but a rebel. That was why we all know what happened to George Taylor of Liberia, even though he was a bona fide president. But we all know what happened to him. So some of these guys must be very careful because they are treading on a very, very thin line because history does not forget. And when you are on the wrong side of history, trust me, you and your unborn generations will bear the brunt. This is what we have been saying all along. That be careful what you wish for because it just might come to pass. So that's what I have to say, sir.
Yeah, before I bring in Prof, since you are talking about immigration, and this is an area of great passion to me, so I think I should ask you this question. We have seen in the last few years, especially between the last 2-3 years, there are a lot of individuals that have even indefinite leave to remain, which, from my understanding, means that you have a right to come in, go out at any time. The only restriction, and you can correct me, sir, the only restriction to your indefinite leave to remain is if you stay outside the country for more than 2 years at any given time, you might lose that status. So I know that. But those individuals who have limited leave to remain, and again, I submit to your superiority on this matter. Those that have limited leave to remain are only expected to stay outside the country nothing more than 90 days in any given year, 270 days in a 3-year period. So if you have a limited leave to remain, when you are renewing it, part of the requirement is that they will look at how many days you've been outside the country. From a security perspective, when you are out of the country for more than 3 years, more than 270 days, then security agents cannot really say what is happening to you. So you as a lawyer, this is where your work comes in, where you say, my client got struck by a car. He was in intensive care. And then the Secretary of State will use his discretion on the basis that it was not that the person was just moving around that country. The person had exceptional circumstances. That is, I'm using the legal terms now. So, all these individuals with 2 years limited leave, pathway to a 10 years status, discretionary leave, pathway to a 6-year leave, indefinite leave to remain also. And even people with a British passport, which is now the debate with Shamal at the name of Bank Girl, the name of that girl that even the Supreme Court has said she can't come back into the UK with a British passport. A British passport. And if people think that if they have money in Nigeria, they can do it, let them go to Afai, the owner of Arrows, and ask him whether he still has a British passport. So, sir, I don't know much about immigration law. I am not an authority here. But I know that there is something called the 90 days that you must spend in outside the country, 270 days for a maximum of 3 years when you are submitting your papers, and indefinite leave to remain 2 years. So all those people that have gone to go and be doing Sorosoke in Nigeria, with UK documents on them, what is their fate, sir? Because these are issues that we need to bring. Because if we start asking these questions now, nobody can turn around, because the immigration service will bring this video and say to them, an immigration expert actually told you that what you are doing can lead to you losing your status. So it is clear, because immigration people watch us. So if they think they don't, they watch us. And I know they will report to their office and say that they have been told, but they did not listen. And again, before I leave, and you forgive me, sir, I also heard that there are some Nigerians who have already petitioned the Home Secretary on the issue of the Yoruba nation. That's what I heard. If they have petitioned the Home Secretary, what then would then happen to those people who are giving money? Can they come out and say, I gave that money before I realize, and I'm putting my hands up? And can they do a disclaimer to get out of it? I just asking now, so that in case there are people that have given money out of ignorance, how can they get out of it? Can they come to your office for £100 consultation, or you give them £50 discount because they are going to mention Diaspora Yoruba Lounge?
Okay, let me deal with that quickly now.
Okay, sir.
The last question. The last question. I think even a layman knows that ignorance is not admissible in law.
Yes.
So with that, I think that answers the question of I don't know, I just give them money, blah 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 blah. That's all that.
Okay, sir. Before you continue, sir. Before you continue, I wanted to, out of my excitement and my little knowledge of this thing that you just said, there is something called paragraph 372A, 372B, where people can say, "Oh, I have no knowledge," and they still slapping them with 10-year ban of not being able to come into the UK on the basis that they did not know when they put in certain information, or are aware of certain information. So when they tick the box, are you involved with any terrorist organization, or have you sponsored a terrorist organization? And then they lose their paper. They say, oh no, I did not know that is what it meant. They can still face that 10-year ban. That is what you are saying. Go ahead, sir.
It boils down to the fact that it is predicated upon the global knowledge that ignorance is not admissible in law. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And that, I think that is inserted in law for obvious reasons. Because even the most knowledgeable person on earth can feign ignorance. Ignorance is something that anybody, any fool or any idiot can feign. So that is why you have it in law that ignorance is not admissible in law. Even the Bible says ignorance is not admissible to God. Go and read your Bible very well. Because the reason why I keep going to the Bible is because everything about law comes from the Bible, whether you want to admit it or not. Every single law in the whole world, gets their idea from the 10 Commandments of Moses. So let's leave that. Don't let us belabor that, sir. I think that has that answered your question, sir.
Yes, it's answered my question. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, I will go higher from the question you asked, because you're asking about people who did anything. But I will go higher to answer that. That even if you have a British passport, yeah, it can be revoked. Okay? That is a fact. The only way they cannot revoke it is if it will make you become a stateless person. By that, it means that you don't have any other passport. Yeah? You are born here. And I will explain that because it's a very thin area. You have no other passport except the British passport, and your ancestors. You see, ancestors, yeah, that's the right one. Did not come from somewhere else. Because we make mention of this girl that went and joined these Al Qaeda guys, right?
Yes.
Whose passport was revoked.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that girl was born in this country. She has never lived anywhere but this country, except when at the age of 16, she was brainwashed and decided to go and join the Al Qaeda guys because maybe she has a boyfriend there, or maybe she has a friend who was married to one of the guys, and she was told some kind of El Dorado kind of scenario there, and she decided to go there. And guess what? You see, Yorubas would say, "Oyibo to she pencil to she visa." It pains me a lot that I'm a Yoruba man, yeah, and Yoruba has a lot of adage to cover every scenario you can think of. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty of it, most Yorubas don't take cognizance of it. Yoruba says the white man that created a pencil is the same white man that created the erase what we call it, the rubber at the bottom of it that used to erase whatever you written. So which means
Rubber.
what is written can easily be deleted as well. Now, what happened to that girl was because even though she was born here, she grew up here, and she's never known any other country except this country. But they revoked her British status because she has been deemed to become a threat to this community. End of story. Now, the reason why, despite the strenuous effort by her lawyers to revoke that and failed, was simply because her ancestors are not from this country. I think people should get that into their bloody skull. I used to say to one of my brother's daughter one day, she was telling, "I'm British." I said, "Shut up! You're only British by accident of birth. When the push comes to shove, this country will show you don't belong there." So we should all have it in our heads. That's why I laugh at people when I remember Akintola said, that's another solution to the issue. Right? So if someone with a British passport, yeah, can be banished from coming back into this country. So what does that tell you? Who all you have is just a temporary leave to remain. In other words, they say, "Okay, let's give you this for another 2.5 years and see whether you will behave." And within that year, 2.5 years of behavior, you started throwing stones to another country. Forgetting another proverb of the Yorubas that says, "Whoever throws stone into the market, there's a likelihood that that stone, yeah, will hit your neighbor or maybe your family." And those that's what the issue we're discussing now is all about. So for many of these guys who think, "Oh, because we are in the UK, we are too far removed from," even if you have British passport, it just takes somebody to write a petition against you. So long as that person can prove, yeah, that this and this and this, especially for those of them who are making videos now. That was why I said when I watched Koiki, my heart sank for him because I know certain things. My heart sank for him. I pray that nobody has anything in for him, because if someone does, it's just a matter of time. They will do him in. You don't do things like that, especially in the world we live in now, where the whole world has become a small village. What I'm saying now, 10 years, 20 years down the line, somebody will play to my children and say, "This is what your dad said on so date and so time, on so issue." That's why we have to be very, very careful and very circumspect about the things we do, the things we say, the people we associate with, where we go to socialize. But all of this is lost on these guys we're talking about. But then, I won't bring Kodani. I'm not sure what it is to Kodani. But whatever it is, not Kodani, as far as I'm concerned, it's okay. But then, just looking at, I just remember something now. When I was watching at police video, you see what I saw there? The Bobo they hustle. That's what I saw there.
Mhm.
The Bobo they hustle hard. But then whether that hustle will pay is what I don't know. Because whatever it is, he has in mind for doing that. In my view, it is not well thought out. Because for someone like him who has a promising career in this country, that is too much of a gamble to matter. So let me leave you some. I'm not sure if I answered your question, sir. Have I? Hello, sir.
Yes, you've answered my question, sir. There's only one question left before I go to Prof.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
the issue of the residency test, as they call it, which is the 90 days, in 1 year, 270 days in 3 years. If people have decided to go and stay in Nigeria, and because of this agitation, in order for them to be able to give their full support to it, are they in shaky ground? Are they on shaky ground, sir? Because a lot of people do not realize that if they travel to Nigeria during the pandemic and they be caught up in that situation, they might actually lose their limited leave. So I just felt you should again explain that.
Well, if you say you're caught up in the pandemic, the last time I checked, there's no more travel restrictions anymore.
Hmm.
So which means if you are caught up in the pandemic, there's the likelihood that there's no restriction from you from coming back to the UK, except that when you come in, you have to quarantine. So I don't see what excuse is going to be there for anyone. Again, some smart lawyers will tell them, "Don't worry, go and bring £2,000. I will do this, I will do that, and I'll create some mitigating circumstances for this, blah, blah, blah." Fine. At the end of the guy takes his money. He's not the one to make the decision. Somebody else is going to make the decision. If the decision does not favor you, it's just going to tell you, "I'm sorry, I did my best," and that's it. So what are you going to do then? I'm talking facts of life now. Telling you facts of life now. Because pandemic is no longer the excuse for anyone. Because the airspace is free. Anybody can. Even in the UK where there's a lockdown, the lockdown is just for people who wants to travel. Even then, the lockdown is not total. If you can give them the reason why you want to travel, you are allowed to travel. I have friends who have traveled in the last couple of weeks. So that is no excuse for anyone to go and sit in Nigeria fomenting trouble. All in the guys, I'm sure maybe some lawyers in Nigeria would have told them, "You see, we live in a very funny world. We will go and give somebody 50,000 naira and say, oh, don't worry, I'm for letter, I'm for father, Lord, you know." And people believe, the universe will say, "Take your para, that will come up." It happens here even in the UK. Some people, I've seen clients most of my clients are Asians, believe it or not. And the kind of stories that I hear from them, boggles my mind. They spend thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds and got nothing for it. You get the point? All in the guise of Tiwa, whatever it is. So what I'm saying in essence here is that a lot of these guys who went home for this charade, because that's what it is to me, and quote me anywhere, the Yoruba nation agitation is a charade. Says lawyer Deke Adebola is a charade. Nothing is never gonna come out of it. If anything is gonna come out of it, many of the agitations will come out with faces on their faces. Because it can't fly. I've said it here before and I will repeat it again today. South Sudan did the same thing for so many years. Within Sudan, they wanted their own autonomy. Yeah? They fought for it seriously for so many years. And when they were giving the South Sudan, what happened? Within 6 months now, they started fighting. Since they got independence up to today, they have never known peace even for a day. Now, these are the kind. We all see what's going on in Syria today. That country, I'm not sure if that country will ever be rebuilt in our lifetime anymore. It started just like this. We've seen we are living witnesses now to the repercussion of this stupid agitation in the southeast now. It started manifesting now. When the people that was meant to call them to what Yoruba people say, tí ara ilé ẹni bá ń jẹ cockroach Yoruba. Ẹ̀rọ mi ní ṣe ẹ̀jọ̀ tó lọ́wọ́ kí ló pe cockroach Yoruba. When your sibling is eating cockroach and you did not tell them.
Ayan.
Ara ilé bá ń jẹ aáyán. Tí wàhálà ẹ̀ bá dé lóru, gbogbo yín tó wà nílẹ̀ ní sùn. That is to say, when your sibling is eating cockroach, if you did not warn them, when the trouble starts in the midnight, nobody will sleep in the house. That's what's happening in the southeast now. Now, you show us a video of Kanu talking about some people grabbing their land. Can you please tell me if the people that died at the police station that they bombed, were they Hausas or Fulanis? Were they not Igbos like himself? So what are we talking about? These are the things we are talking about now, that everyone talking about Yoruba nation should go back home. There is nothing like that. I'm a Yoruba man. I believe in Oduduwa, but I don't believe in Yoruba nation, and I believe in Yoruba race. That's the only thing I believe in. That's a Yoruba race, but there's nothing like Yoruba nation. Don't let us kid ourselves. Because within the same Yoruba nation, we find the Abeokutas don't like the Egbas. The Egbas don't like the Ijeshas. The Ijeshas don't like the Odos. The Odos don't like the Ekitis. So what the hell are we talking about? You have the same thing in the north too. That is why I said the other time that now that we have that one common enemy, which is the Hausa Fulani, let us the Ijeshas will say Ẹrú sùn ẹlẹ́rú pọnlá. Ẹnu ṣe gúdúrú ó ṣe bẹ́ngàn olólẹ́nu ẹ̀ yóò mọ pọnlá náà ni. That's what he's got. But for us to now say, because like I said earlier on, every country in the whole world has their problems. But the hardest thing to do is for you to find peace within the chaos that is within that nation. That is why I say earlier on that the agitation for secession for me is a coward's way out. It is only cowards that bail out. Strong men stay and fight for what they believe in. Strong men will always want to find a middle ground for people to agree. It's only cowards that will say, "Oh, I don't want to do that anymore." If you're in a boxing ring, are you going to say because the referee is not refereeing fine, then you turn your back on your opponent or you want to bail out? So that's why I say a secessionist agenda is a coward's way out. Ojukwu did it and ran away in the end. I will always emphasize that Ojukwu was a trained soldier. Not only that, his father was the first multi-millionaires in Nigeria. So he has the power, he has the money, he has the training to do everything war related. He started it. At the end of the day, what happened? When the going gets hot, they said the tough gets going. But he wasn't tough enough to get going. He had to run off. If someone like that who had military training, he had money, he had everything, he had a position as the East Central governor. If you could run away, why would I want to follow some motor park
Magtag.
whose only antecedent is the fight, the ragtag fight in Ife and Modakeke? Can the population in Ife and Modakeke? What are we talking about here? And some people who are educated and who are well read, not only that, they've lived outside Nigeria, they've lived in the Western world where things do work. Which by that inference, I mean they should have been more intelligent than an average Nigerian who never would step out of the country to be following them. I think that is unfortunate. I don't want to go too much. Let me just give.
Thank you, Prof. Prof, you have 2 minutes to give us your view on this matter. 2 minutes. What's your view on the current issue?
Thank you, our moderator. Thank you, Olodo. Like has always been saying on this very program, I mean, Abati Onile Sheni is a dream that will never fly, that will never see the light of the day. I look and I keep asking me, Who are these people? What's the science of all these Odua nation, Yoruba land, and the rest of these are ragtag. These are non-entity. They should bring out their dossier, their CV, vis-a-vis àwọn tó wà ní diaspora and those one even back home. Gani Adams. Who is he? He came out as, well, kí náà ti pè ní again now, OPC. Is that the CV? Is that something to write home about? And again, metamorphosis, ibà àti ìpọ́njú, Gani Adams, orúkọ ilé ọkọ́kọ́ change. Ká máa gbọ́ Adam, ká máa gbọ́ Gani, Abdulghani ní èdè lọ́gbà ọ̀tán pè the rich one. Adam ẹni àkọ́kọ́ dá ṣédè Yorùbá nìyẹn. On the program even self, he can't even articulate in the same Yoruba to agitate fún. The man that speaks with two sides of his mouth. We know them. Their CV is out there for the world to see. I only feel so sorry for those their stooges, those their followers that doesn't know better. Huh? But as they say, when the push comes to shove, they won't be nowhere to be found. They are nothing but a cowards. I call them. Thank you, Barrister, for highlighting it. They are nothing but a coward. What good has he brought to Yoruba land? Talk less of the whole Nigeria as a country. What good? OPC Abi. I'm really, really sorry that we are even having this conversation. Again, as you rightly said, Barrister, for the love and not being a selfish person, because the name given to me is from my father, passed by his own father to his own father, and the great-grand-grandfather. Yoruba will say, kò ní torí mi bàjẹ́, ilé là ń wò ká tó sọmọ lórúkọ. But kill I expect. These are the people that have no name. They don't know the meaning of to have a good names. Wọ́n ní orúkọ rere ó sàn ju wúrà ohun àti fàdákà lọ. They don't have names. Àwọn ẹyẹ olóṣù wọn. Ẹni ọmọlúàbí Yorùbá ẹjọ́ ṣe tó ń jáde lẹ́nu wọ̀nyí. Ṣọ́wọ́ ọmọlúàbí pẹ̀lú. Kò sí ń bẹ̀. Kò sí ń bẹ̀ rárá ni. For the benefit of our viewers that might be watching that doesn't understand Yoruba, all I'm trying to say is this: let's call a spade a spade. Who are these people? Who are they? This miscreant? This tout? Even this very Yoruba they are agitating, they can't even speak Yoruba. Is their name Yoruba names? Are those Yoruba names? And mind you, if you have to look into their dossier, they have bloods of Yoruba flowing all around them on their feet. All of a sudden now they want to be the Messiah. Opportunistics. But for the gullible populace, I guess it's about time to wake up. You said something before, sir. You saying Yoruba are not Igbos. I don't say the Igbos are too slow to react. But I believe when the time comes, nobody will follow these fools. Nobody will follow these buffoons. When the castle was okay. So they now who put them in that authority to dictate what Oba should say, what Oba shouldn't say. Abi, in what way are they different from the people they say they are oppressors? If at all, if they are oppressors, actually they are oppressors. And again, as Barrister rightly said, these are hustlers. These are pimps. If they truly have job, if they have life, they won't be messing with the program, because Federal Republic of Nigeria, my own father, is part of the people of the First Republic. He sacrificed, he spent money. Now this bunch of wayward touts, they have no life, and their future is what we are seeing in front of them. And they are people of just for this little moment. Very soon, they while away like a fragrant. It's a matter of time. I hope they quickly call themselves back home. But for those in diaspora, be it in America, Australia, United Kingdom, Europe, if you are part of the cause, donating money, you are donating, you are fueling, you are fueling, you are gassing, you are lubricating the machinery of terrorism, which under that same United Nations, that all countries adhere or are signatory to, is against the law. Refrain from supporting them financially. Remove yourself, not in your name, because when it starts, you never see them to come and what? To come to your defense. That's one. I would also like to reference, as Barrister referenced South Sudan today, upon the so-called agitation of maybe over a decade. What did they get? Now they're on each other's throats. That's even too far. Let's look at the one called Somaliland. It's part of Somalia. They don't carry guns. They don't carry anything. They just say, guess what? They have a kind of governmental whatever. But despite, have they been given any recognition? Can anyone use Somaliland's passport to travel out of that enclave? I don't think so. It's just impossible. So when they stop dreaming, they wake up to reality. It's nothing but just like those fools in the cuckoo land. The earlier they wake up, the sooner they realize they can what? They can check their wicked and wayward ways. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
So much. I think we have done a good job here on this discussion. I'm going to use this opportunity to put Barrister on the spot. Barrister, I think a lot of our viewers, we owe them a duty. With all due respect, sir, we owe them a duty to explain to them the impact of this agitation, whether it be Biafra or Yoruba nation, on immigration status in the UK. We need to explain that to them. And I think we have not done enough justice to it. So I want to give you until Thursday, sir. Thursday evening, 8 p.m. is going to be an English platform program, and I want us to delegate it to it, sir. 8 p.m. Let us talk about the immigration, the impact of immigration, the impact of terrorism or joining this kind of agitating group on people renewing their paper, so that we'll be able to tell them that if you have if you submitted an FLR-FP, which is under family life, 10-year route, and then you are supporting this group, and they come to the point where they say, have you supported, endorsed? You need to start thinking fast. Don't waste your 3,000 plus or 2,000 plus after paying IHS fee of over 1,000, paying home office fee of over 1,000, and you have to pay almost 20,000 for a whole 20,000. That 20,000, instead of saving that money for your 20,000, you are giving one money to some people in Nigeria who already have houses, have their children abroad, who are enjoying. And even when you give them the money, they'll tell you, is it not feeding money? Is it not feeding money? Why do you need my video? Is it not feeding money? So you need to be careful who you give your money to. So we're going to look at it from an immigration perspective. So Yoruba ló máa ń sọ wọ́n ní kankan là ń kọfá níwájú adétí. So sir, I will beg your indulgence that you give us your Thursday, sir. So we concentrate solely on immigration, and I'll be asking those questions and you'll be giving me those answers, because I know that it will definitely help one or two people and they will be able to ask questions. I'm going to actually send out that presentation today to people that they can register now. They can start watching now. So it's going to be a free program so that they can watch and actually be blessed by it. So once again, thank you so much, Barrister J.K. Adebola, for your insight on this matter and the breaking news that anybody that joined this group, whether it be Biafra group or Yoruba Nation or even the Fulani nationalists. Anyone that joined those groups are more likely to face lose their documentation in the UK and even in other countries in Europe. Again, let me use this opportunity to thank you, sir, for that privilege and giving us that opportunity to come here. And let me also use this opportunity also to thank my dear brother who is enjoying the beautiful weather there. I can see the sun beaming in from the window, not cold like we are here. Thank you so much, Professor Ali Alau. And for those that are watching us at Diaspora Yoruba Lounge, thank you so much for giving us your time to come and join us. Same time, same place. Do not change your dial at 3 p.m. on Saturday. We are going to be here live. But go and tell friends and family back home that we will be talking about immigration status and Yoruba nation agitators, so that we are going to talk about it academically, so that if it happens that you lose your papers, you can't come and start shouting, Barrister Adebola, please come and help me. You're on your own. You'll be on your own at that point. So only kára ilé kó sọ fóko ni, kára oko náà kó sọ fára ilé. So we have spoken. So once again, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Temitope Olodo. I'm the president of African Security Forum, author, and a preventive terrorism consultant. Preventive terrorism. So you could see it there, preventive. I want to prevent you from all the errors that you might make that will put you in trouble. That's the reason why I'm here. So if you do what you are supposed to do, you'll be okay. You can send us emails. That's our website. That's our email address. Until we hear from you again, please do not change the dial. We love you. All the ones that kept watching and watching, we love you. And please share this video, like this video, let it go viral. Remember the breaking news. So go as the Sorosoke generation. Anybody that join Yoruba agitation, even though it has not been prescribed by the Nigerian government, the fact that they are talking about violence, threat of violence, they are likely to lose their papers. And what does that mean? You could lose immigration. If you have 2 years, you can lose it. If you have 5 years, you can lose it. If you have 10 years visa from Nigeria and you've already spoke, so it's okay online to say, yeah, we're going to burn Nigeria. We're going to burn the Nigerian embassy in the UK. When you get to the airport, is that not called what is it called? I think it's regulation 3 or section 3. The border security at the border agent can just cancel your visa straight away. Pam pam. By paragraph 322, you can just cancel it straight away and put you in detention center for a few days. You cool down, then they put you on the next available flight. Then you can't come back for another 5 years or 10 years, actually, as they say. So we are telling you this because we don't want you to get into trouble. But it's not a smiling matter. So on Saturday, on Thursday, Barrister will deal with it seriously. So I want you to come your numbers and let's talk about it. Until we meet again, please do not change your dial, and my speakers will still stay with us while we talk behind the scene. But until then, have a great day. It's great to speak to you. It's great that you're watching, and we appreciate you. Tell us where you're watching from. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.